and welcome to Master Swan Open number 82. We are loaded into the first of our games, the first of our maps, and we are on Amphion. Let me introduce our players first. We have in the top left corner, we have our Blue Zerg player from Serbia. Not the most common country in our tournaments. We have Pop. And across the map we have their opponent. It is the German Red Terran. It is Captainfisch. Yes, welcome to the Swan tournament, Master Swan Open. As a reminder for those who may be here first time, Master Swan Open is our monthly tournament for players who are 4.7k MMR or below. So no high masters players, no off-racing pros, just the amateurs. Just, you know, slightly above diamond, but not all the way up there. It looks like our Zerg player went for a pull hatch without the gas. Very interesting. Meanwhile, the Terran actually went for 2 racks, with one of the racks being hidden behind the mineral line, so we are starting very interesting there. Very interesting timings. And for those who are in the chat, the GSL is on right now, but please no spoilers in the chat, as I do want to watch the GSL afterwards. So, you know. And we see what our players are planning here. Because of that late gas, Pop does not have the resources for speed yet. So I guess he will be playing defensive. But there are a lot of Reapers coming his way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's not the most common choice when you go for 2 racks to go for Reapers? From all the way across the map? Like, sure, Amphion is not a big map, but even then, that's not quite what I would expect. Oh, and Pop going for Banelings without speed. I don't know if he just forgot speed, maybe, unfortunate. There are only few Zerglings, but there are 2 Queens here, so they should be able to fend off the first Reapers, but there are more of them coming on. See, I never have the time to actually look at the maps. You know, the map makers put a lot of thought into decorating them, so I always appreciate. And there are yet more Reapers coming on. It looks like Pop wants to Bane Bass the Terran, but even after he does that, like, he doesn't really have a follow-up. Yeah, the Queens are starting to fall to Reapers, actually. The critical mass has been reached, and now the Queens are in trouble. 2 of them already going down, which in early game is really painful. There are yet more Reapers coming on, and yeah, I don't know what the plan is. The Reapers even find the Zerglings in the middle of the map. So there will be no Banelings there either. We're going for Lair, and now the Zergling speed is halfway through. Okay, we're building a wall. We're trying to bunker up. It's a good idea, except the Reapers can skip that wall with that other path. But they don't even need to, they just focus the Queens. The Lings were not there, and they're still slow, and with the Hellion on the back, they're not even able to help all that much. The wall is barely put together, but it gets cancelled, or rather killed anyway, and now the Reapers are free to access the drones. Another Queen pops up, but this is it, yeah. Pop calls GG, and Captainfisch will be taking game number 1. It's a very interesting. Not even like I feel like Pop was planning something very specific there. You know, just going straight for the banings. And I wonder what like the follow-up was of that. Like what was the idea behind going the slow banning? Like was that intentionally? Like no, was the speed not important for that build, or did he really just forget? Now we're waiting for the map. So I need to message someone. Okay. Welcome everyone in the chat. Welcome Pikachu, aka Dave Litos, who has missed the check-in. I am calling you out. Hello to Quirky. Quirky has not been here in a while. Quirky used to cast as well. So it's nice to see you back. Hello Seaborg. Who else is here? GP Fia there. Werehog is here. Light, of course. Baby Links, Easy Few. Soundo is of course like there like half an hour early. Okay. And we have our second map. And we will be going into Ocean World. There you go. So, as we are now on Ocean World, we're looking at the first of our players, the Blue Zerg player, representing himself and Serbia. It is Pop. Oh, going for Gastric. And across the map we have his opponent. It is the Red Terran player from Germany. It is Captainfisch. Oh, we are going for that 15 hatch with the Gastric. So, a bit of an, you know, Eric style. Although I think that was more of a versus Protoss thing, but or versus Zerg even. Meanwhile, our Terran going for, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I think it will be more regular racks this time. I don't think he's going for 2 racks again. But I guess we will see soon enough. I see Pikachu is very happy for being called out. There you go. You're welcome. Yeah, Steel Mod is here as well. Yeah, looks like we're not going for anything cheeky this time on the Terran side of things. Going for a Marine first, so no Reaper. Actually, it was cancelled. Yeah, it was a mistake. So Reaper is coming up. Second CC on the high ground. So this is our old Master Swan Open logo, but we'll get that update. That's fine. Yeah, Captainfisch scouting what is going across the map, and across the map we have fairly standard things. We had that 15 hatch, but no other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. We have a few links popping up. Just 2 actually. Which is not a lot. I feel like you usually try to get 4 in ZVT because 4 links can deal with a Reaper potentially. 2 links is a bit... Yeah, like all of them are damaged already. The Queen will definitely help. It will keep the Reaper at bay, but even then the Reaper can go around. Can see what's going on. So I guess it's just enough. It's just enough for Pop to hold on for the time being. It seems like Pop really like favors Queen defense over Zerglings, which is not bad. Like it feels like it's a preference. If you can get the queens in a good position, like it definitely works. Meanwhile, we're getting a 3rd command center on the high ground. Like getting 3rd command center that early on its own is not. It's not that shocking, but the fact that he has not landed a natural yet and already getting a 3rd command center is very interesting to me. The Reaper gets finally dealt with as we're getting a Roach Warren and Lair, so this time we are going for Roaches. Pop is finally able to take that 3rd base once the Reaper was dealt with. And the Hellions are coming in. They get it 2 more, which is a very lucky timing for Captainfisch there. And yeah, the Roaches are about to pop out, but for now we only have Queens to defend. Fortunately for Pop though, we only have 2 Hellions, so doesn't look like that will be too much of an issue. And now the Roaches are here and the Hellions will be going down. At least one of them, it looks like. But meanwhile, at the same time, Captainfisch is working on a Banshee, and it's a Cloak Banshee as well. So the good news for Pop is that he already does have the layers, so he should be able to morph Overseers, but the bad news is he only has Queens that shoot up. Like, Roaches do not shoot up as much as they may try. So even if he does see where the Banshee is, like, he has to make sure that his Queens are in position to deal with the Banshee. But he also needs the Queens on the front to deal with the Hellions. So this is where things become difficult. And the first Banshee is now in the main base. There is no spores, so the drones have to be evacuated. But at the same time, the Hellions dive on the front. There are Roaches there, fortunately, so no damage will be done, but the Banshee has free reign of the main base. The Overseers are only now being morphed, they were not ready. But it looks like the Banshee will be dealt with. 4 Queens are enough to kill the Banshee, but only one of them, and there's a second already there. Once again, the Queens have to move all the way. The Roaches will not be able to help in this defense. But the queens being used for defense also means that they are not injecting. Like the hatcheries are empty as the queens are dealing with the banshees. And 12 workers go down in total, and again, we only have the main base injected at the moment, not even. And now the queens have to get back to it. But the banshee is still around. The banshees are actually following the roach. Yes, I completely messed up the plural there. And Pop actually decides to move back. I'm not sure if I like this, to be honest, because I mean the single banshee can't do that much to the roaches, so I feel like he might have just, you know, it might be a good idea to just go for it anyway. But he decides for the safer option. I mean, there are quite a few tanks already anyway. So I don't know if those roaches will pay out and pay off. Single medivac waiting for some reinforcements, I guess. The army is back there. Oh, it's just, they're just looking at the fish. Look at the fishing. Banshee once again dives in. It gets damaged. This time there are spores there, so it doesn't have free reign like it did before. And we are actually working on a Hydra then. So I guess that will be the response to the Banshees, but I'll be honest, I don't know if we need to focus on the Banshees, because I don't think there will be many more of them coming. We do have a double drop though. So for the drops, the Hydras are of course useful. They can snipe the Medivacs, if they can spot them. Step 4 gets denied. All the Roaches will be moving here to deal with these Hellions, but yeah, none of them get caught in the end. So now we have actually 3 forces. We have 1 Medivac here, 2 Medivacs in the main, we have the Hellions on the front, and Pop has to split his forces here, but he's so focused on the front right now. The drones are falling in the main base, the drones are falling in the natural, and the Hydra then is in danger as well, but the Roaches are coming in. And they dealt with one of the drops. The one in the main though, ooh, the lair is under fire. The lair gets sniped, and yeah, that's very painful there for Pop. And even the spawning pool as well. He will have the Hydras. But will the Hydras stand a chance against this many tanks, as the Terran army is now moving forward? We still have a lot of Roaches, but even then, like, I don't know, the tanks are scary, and we have no Vipers. We have no lair even right now, so we cannot even get to Vipers. Pop is trying to find the best angle of attack, but it's a good setup for Captainfisch. Ooh, the Bio army though has to be careful. He's still dropping, still more drones are going down as all of this is happening. We lost like 40 drones total in these last attacks. Ooh, and the tank fire is now falling on the Zerg. Pop decides to just go for it, go around. Oh, maybe he will try to get the tanks, and they are on siege right now. One of them falling down. 3 tanks going down. That was pretty good for Pop. He was able to outmaneuver Captainfisch. But there are reinforcements from the Terran coming. This tank does siege, and the Zerg just goes against the wall of the Terran. GG is called. Captainfisch will be taking this series 2-0. That was a really nice move there from Pop. Like, he was able to go around the army, and he was able to snipe a lot of tanks off Captainfisch, but unfortunately for Unfortunately for Pop, there were reinforcements coming and he was not able to deal with the reinforcements. Not head on anyway. And with that, Captainfisch will be taking this series. As we can take a quick look at the brackets and see what's been going on. Actually, looks okay. So, in the meantime, we had Roselia taking Yakuzaku 2-0, and Rombuzz taking Random User, which is also known as Werehog, also 2-0. So we already have 2 semi-finalists prepared. 2 semi-finalists are ready. We have Roselia versus Rombuzz. I mean, not versus, but we have Roselia and Rombuzz. They're in 2 separate semi-finals. And we have our next series. We have GeoHen versus Captainfisch. So we have more animals. We have a hen versus a fish. And GeoHen, I wanted to see how GeoHen is doing, because GeoHen has actually, he's a player who was playing in our tournaments like I almost want to say years ago. Like it's been a long time since I've seen GeoHen playing. He actually changed the name to Azin at some point, so you might have also seen that. But it looks like in game he's still GeoHen. And yeah, let's see how they do. Okay, just gonna invite them to party. I think that will be the best way to do it. Okay. Our first map. Ah, actually, is that the right server? Okay, let's see. Add me. Forgot that we are on NA and we actually have to pick servers. EU has spoiled me. The game is not cooperating with me right now. It will be fine. There you go, much better. Okay, now let me choose. And now I go to this scene. I have to check if everything is working. Yeah. For some reason, Logos mod does not like Captainfisch today. That happens. There you go. There's one more thing that I have to set up. you might have heard that, didn't you? It's okay. It was me. It was not your Windows. It was me. Okay. Should we all go to good to go? Okay. And we will be loading into our first map of the sequence series of the quarterfinals. And we are loading into Crimson Court. And we are looking at the first of our players. It is in the bottom left corner, the blue Zerg player from Philippines. It is GeoHen, also known as Azin. Meanwhile, across the map we have their opponent. It is the red Terran player from Germany. It's Captainfisch. Let's see how our players do. We see that GeoHen does have that Brood War hatchery on his side. No. We've had some opinions in the past about it, so there's that, but it is a nice little thing to have anyway. You know? A nice little tribute to the original StarCraft, I guess. No, Captainfisch not hiding Grax so far, so we'll be going for that standard play, it looks like. Hatch gas pool for our Zerg player. And yeah, we'll just see where this goes. Looks like neither of our players starts too aggressive, so we'll just have to wait and see which strategies they pick. Oh, and while we're here, since the game is only just starting, as a reminder, every player who has participated in this tournament and played a full series, so you know, didn't give a walkover, didn't no-show, but like every player that has played at least one full series is eligible for our random raffle. We have a $5 raffle. It's completely random. It can be someone in the finals, it can be someone from the first round. And it's, you know, just a little bit of an incentive to just participate, because even if you don't win your series, you still may try your luck at the raffle. Yeah, the drone is being really followed and it doesn't look like it will be able to get the hatchery. At least the drone itself is saved with the extractor. It's definitely quite annoying for the Zerg. Still trying to expand, but the SCV is there to watch over. But now, finally, with the help of the Zerglings and the Queen, the third base is being taken. But the Queen being there also means that it's not at the natural base, and now the drones are in danger. One of them gets focused, but just in time, the rest of the, like the Zerglings, the Queen, they're just in time, so the drone does not go down. It suffered quite a lot of damage, but that will be regenerated in time. We even have some gas streaks going on to make sure to get that supply nice enough, I guess. No, actually no, we didn't need a gas streak. I guess it was just decided to go for a different timing after all. Another Reaper hiding here, or I think it's the same Reaper, didn't go down. Now it will be joined by Hellions, so Captainfisch will now ramp up the aggression, will put more pressure on the Zerg, as he himself has time to expand. He already has natural, he's working on that third command center as well. Now finally the Hellions are moving in. Looks like we will just focus on clearing creep for now. While at the same time, Captainfisch is working on that Korok Banshee once again. I don't know if GeoHen was watching previous series, that it doesn't look like he has any spores ready quite yet. He is working on his lair, so that will be there for him, but you know, lair on its own does not help, like you still need to morph those overseers. And even once you have that action, you have to make sure that you have enough queens to deal with the Banshee or the spores. And as I say that, we have first of the spores on the way. Yeah, it looks like we're putting spores in every base right now, except the third actually. The third is unprotected for now. Hellions are moving in, but the wall of queens is there to greet them, and they're all in good condition. Even the Zerglings going from the back, but they don't actually go for the Hellions, they just seem to be passing by. I feel like that was a solid opportunity to maybe surround some of them, but GeoHen decides not to risk it. Oh no, the logo is infested. The third base for the turn is now on location, but the Zerglings are here to harass it. Only two of them, so just more of a scouting forces. The Hellions are still trying to get something done, but ooh, I actually really like this from GeoHen. He's using the Overlord to speed up the process of getting creep across the map. That almost feels like something Miyamaika would do. Yeah, it looks like both of them is just focusing on, you know, their economy. Neither of them wants to be too aggressive. Looks like finally Captainfisch is preparing a bit of a drop, but even the Hellions have come back home. We have some scouting Zerglings. Mix them up. Oh, finally the Banshees are in, but there is detection and there are a lot of queens as well. One of them does go down, goes a bit too far from the spore. Yeah, I feel like maybe Captainfisch waited a little bit too long with that Banshee, as GeoHen was already well prepared. We have that single Medivac drop, full of Marines, that's going around, probably going for the main base. Yeah, going straight for the main. Probably to the disappointment of Captainfisch, there's not a lot in the main base as most of the tech is elsewhere. But still, you know, getting some drones is always nice. Only 4 drones though. That's not a lot for the entire job. The job does survive, so it will be able to pose threat later on. But for now, it's been dealt with. Meanwhile, the creep highway continues. It's already reaching the Reach Bespin geyser in front of Captainfisch base. And soon it will spread all the way across. GeoHen really working on that path forward. Or even taking this base. Very interesting there. The drop is parked right above us, so as soon as Captainfisch notices it. Actually, can he see it? Yeah, he can just barely see it. So he may be able to dive on it. And GeoHen is just taking so many bases. And the base gets cancelled, the drone is dealt with as well. But yeah, I'm getting really scared there for Captainfisch because, you know, as much as he tries to remain active, I feel like that one drop is not enough. The Banshees have been dealt with, the drops don't really do damage. Like, sure, he got the cancel of that one base, but there are more bases on the way, and I feel like Captainfisch is kind of running out of time. You know, if you let the Zerg take the entire map, like eventually it will suffocate you. We even have Hydras now on the map, so the Medivacs cannot feel safe. These Marines go a bit too forward with that creep clearing. Zerglings, of course, are not the ideal force to deal with Marines, but they can still do that. And Captainfisch has a really nice army. He has the tanks, he even has some Hellbats, which will definitely help versus the Zerglings, but yeah, he was moving out now. The Lurker then is on the way, but it's not there yet. So he has a chance. He has a bit of a window, but we'll see. We'll see how the defense of GeoHen is. The army of the Zerg does not look that big. He goes for a bit of a surround, a bit of a concave, but the tanks are in the back and they will be dishing out a lot of damage. The entire link bane gets annihilated. And now we have just the Hydras, and Hydras alone are not able to deal with this many Marines. Not to mention the tanks in the back. Meanwhile, this drop has still not been actually cleared out, and it will be killing this newly hatched hatchery, I guess. The one on the front has been taken down as well. More of the Lingbane is on the way. But the Terran has been able to claim quite a lot of ground. Now they're on the move. But the tanks siege just in time, even protecting the Marines from the Banelings. GeoHen has to rethink his positioning here. At the same time, it looks like finally that Medivac has gone down, so no more drops in the back. GeoHen tries to collapse on this army and he connects with a lot of Marines. Actually, the tanks on the front are cleared as well, so now only the tanks on the back are left over. The entire Bioforce has been dealt with. There are of course reinforcements coming from the Terran, so this is not the end of the pressure. But it was a really nice timing there for GeoHen. Just found the right moment. And now these tanks don't have a lot of support. Now without the Marines, even the Hydras are able to clean up the tanks. They're able to close the distance in time, and Captainfisch is in a bit of a trouble. Of course, GeoHen has to be careful how he engages this army. He can just throw small bits of units away. But we know that this is not GeoHen's final form. We know that Lurker then has finished, the upgrades are on the way, and soon we will be having Lurkers. Another drop sneaks out of the base of Captainfisch. But the Lurkers just walk in. They're not even very hidden, they just walk straight into the third base. They don't do a lot of damage as everything is evacuated, but they still disrupt the mining. An army of Changeling going in. I mean, that is one way to scout, and we see that the tanks are on the front, so GeoHen tries to deal with them quickly. But he does lose one of the Lurkers in the process, and the Vipers! Ooh, one of the Vipers is sniped. Very nice catch there for Captainfisch. At the same time, we have the drop coming in on the side, and it did did kill quite a few drones. So again, like GeoHen, like has been having a good game. Like this is a good macro for him. He has the units. He has like he often finds like good engagements, but he has to be careful about overextending. He has to be careful about just throwing away the units, like, you know, in the face of superior army in the moment. That one Zergling actually doing damage. It looks for the time being we have settled a little bit. No, I say that as... Oh no, sorry, it's just looks. But yeah, we have settled a little bit. We are expanding back to the bases that have been sniped before. The hatcheries are already up. The Terran has also been able to take this rich Vespin gas base. But yeah, like, if you just look at the map, like, there is so much space, so many bases, but they have the army to back it up. Looks like the Lurkers took a nice position. At the same time, the second part of the army has been taking down the reinforcements and is now going for the third base. There are tanks prepared though, and the Zerglings just melt. The Lurkers though find a nice spot as the Overseer gives them vision. They're able to completely demolish the mineral line of Captainfisch. At the same time, the front lines are trying to engage. Ooh, the tanks are pulled into the Lurkers and being dealt with. Those are some heavy losses there for Captainfisch. And yeah, he decides that this is enough. GG is called. GeoHen will be taking game number 1. Yeah, GG. Very nicely done there for GeoHen. I mean, again, I feel like maybe Captainfisch, like... See, I want to say that he gave too much time to the Zerg, but at the same time, like, he was trying to harass. He was sending the Hellions, he was sending the Banshees, he was sending the drops, but most of the time GeoHen was able to respond to them. Was able to at least slow down the damage, if not deal with it completely, and like even when he was like losing bases, like he already had more on the other side of the map, so yeah, like just GeoHen was just really good at either not letting the losses happen or just recovering from them very quickly. So yeah, overall nicely played. Nice game. And we'll see how they do in game number 2. And we are now ready for game number 2. Game number 2 is being loaded and we are going to... Yes, that would perfectly time if it was timed perfectly. Golden Aura. Yes, on Golden Aura we have the player in the top left corner in the blue, our Zerg player from Philippines, It is GeoHen. And across the map we have the red Terran player from Germany. It's Captainfisch. Oh, I find it very interesting that GeoHen is setting up camera hotkeys on the edges. Very interesting. I do wonder what he's planning. Is he going for some quick gold base, or is that just, you know, a setup for the later game? Maybe just sending overlords over there. Yeah, well, we will see what our players are planning. Obviously, Golden Aura is not a small map, so they will have the time to macro up. There's no cheeses coming from either side. There's a crab. I found the crab. It's a crab beetle. For some reason. Yeah, looks like power play is just going along. Actually putting the natural expansion on the spot, on the ground. Not floating it this time. At the same time, Captainfisch is also scouting across the map. The third base does go down though. It's not cancelled, it's not stopped by the Reaper or the SCV. Now the Queen is out and oh, the Reaper does go down just barely. One of the links does too, but nice there for GeoHen to be able to get rid of the Terran unit. Oh, and we're going straight for roaches. Interesting. No lair though. Burrow? Is that... That's not a miskick for lair, right? We are actually going burrow roaches. Okay. Okay, look, finally this is something different. And I like when when players play a bit non-standard, a bit in their own way. And considering that the Reaper was sniped, like Captainfisch doesn't really have any scouting on the map. He's also heavily investing in those frags. He's working on the bio army. He actually has not made the Hellions this game. Yeah, there are no Hellions on the map whatsoever. Like, this is the entire army that Captainfisch has. So Captainfisch is not able to get any news, any notification about this coming up. Like, sure, he could scan the base, but he has not done that yet. And the roaches are on the way. The burrow has finished. There is no burrow movement though. That's important to say. Like, that's just burrow itself. So I guess we're gonna have to see some burrow micro. These roaches are coming in. There's a single tank. It's nicely snuggled to the ramp. Oh, I don't know if that maybe was a bit too quick. Maybe shouldn't have shown it to the Terra. I don't know if Captainfisch has noticed that. But yeah. I think that's still I think that was not patched out, but Roaches definitely used to heal faster while underground, so you know that's definitely a neat little feature, but it's not really used nowadays anymore. It looks like we're going for banelings instead. The first attack didn't actually, unfortunately didn't achieve much because of the tank being there, and now we have 2 tanks in the natural as well, so it will be that much harder to get there. We have a medivac coming in with full of marines going straight across the map. We'll be going straight over the natural base, but actually GeoHen gets alerted to that. Ooh, and he waits. He burrows in. Yeah, the medivac is scared of it. Doesn't actually unload at all. And now we are finally working on that lair. I mean, it will definitely be useful. I think the movement speed is also locked behind lair, so if we... not the movement speed, I mean the movement speed as well, but like the burrow movement is also locked behind lair. So that will definitely be useful, but I feel like GeoHen also has to think about what is right now, because Terran is moving out. And what do we have in terms of army? We have 7 roaches, we have 27 zerglings. I don't know if that's enough. Yeah, the queens spot the move out. The tanks are getting in position. We are starting to leapfrog them a little. Some of them are behind, some of them are in the front. Now GeoHen is working on an army. He is morphing a lot of banelings as well. Baneling speed is not there yet, it's not even on the way. Good, interesting move out there, and the banelings are moving in. Some of them actually connect with the marines, which is really nice, but the tanks are still up. The Ravagers should be able to deal with them though, and we eventually will be able to clean up this entire Terran army. At the same time though, the drop has moved in. But it doesn't look like a lot of the Zerg units suffer. It looks like the drones might have been evacuated, or maybe I actually didn't notice and they were cleaned up, sorry. But yeah, it looks like GeoHen was able to stop the attack at the very least. There's a second wave coming, but this one only has 1 tank. It's mostly marines. And GeoHen should be much better equipped to deal with that. The banelings are morphing. Once again, the drop comes in. This time the medivac does get sniped and the marines will eventually be cleaned up. Of course, they will take some units with them, but no big losses there. Oh, the banelings are about to finish. Captainfisch was about to jump on them, but decides against it, and the banelings still find some connection despite not having speed. The tank will be dealt with though. And now speed is about to finish, so these banelings will be that much more effective. GeoHen is chasing the army a little bit too much. Ooh, this bar is nice. That baneling mine was set up as well, but Captainfisch does spot it in time. But even then, like, he doesn't have all that many units left over. He's getting more reinforcements, and this fight is actually getting close. Like, both of our players fighting with a few units at a time. But the thing is, the defender's advantage is strong. There are more Zerg units coming, more banelings. And we continue our dance around these ramps. Now the Marines are moving in. This time they have no support from the tank. Oh, as I say that, the tanks have finally arrived. We have 3 tanks in the back. It looks like we are splitting a bit of a Marine force. So make sure to catch any surrounds coming from the Zerg. The bangs are rolling in, but now the tanks are here and you can't just move so freely. Meanwhile, we have another force of Marines moving out of the base of Captainfisch. Not sure if they will be joining because it looks like they're actually going their own way. Looks like we will be splitting the forces. We have this siege here on the left side of the map. Meanwhile, the rest of the Marines are going to the other side and the Lingbane does catch them, but they should be able to get some damage done. At the very least, distract GeoHen. Actually, they are being dealt with quickly, but still, that is the forces that are not here for the defense. Yeah, now the situation starts looking a bit dire for Captainfisch. He still has the siege on this base, but the Zerg has been remaking the army. Meanwhile, there are no reinforcements for Captainfisch coming, and ooh, even the Zerglings going in, and that is game. GG is called. GeoHen will be taking the series 2-0. I like how we got the sound of explosions at the very end, after the victory screen. The beautiful ending. But yeah, GG. Nicely played from GeoHen. It looks like GeoHen is playing this very like swarmy style, you know? Like very overwhelming for the opponent, and with that, they were able to take this series 2-0. Nicely done. With that, let's look at our bracket. Let me quickly add the score. And we now have both of our semifinals ready, in fact. So in the bottom we have Rombuzz versus imData, or imData. It's lowercase, so I'm reading this imData, okay? Because it's lowercase. If it was an uppercase, it would be IM, but it's imData. That's what I'm saying now. Meanwhile, at the top we have GeoHen, who just took the series 2-0, versus Roselia. And we will be getting ready for that first semifinals now, for the bottom semifinals, as they were ready first, so they will be also playing first. With that, let me have a moment to set some stuff up. Also, prepare headphone users. Okay, as I'm still setting it up, let me welcome the stage. The one and only Yakuzaku.
Dzień dobry!
Oh no. Oh no.
We're back.
Oh no.
And we're jumping into Europa.
We are, in fact. This game will be played on Europe.
Indeed, it is. Have a good old classic Poland versus Serbia? Am I reading that flag correctly? Serbia match coming up here.
Oh, yeah, actually, I have not been able to see. We have... Oh, yeah, I don't have the...
Nope, that's France.
God damn it, Jaco. I actually don't
I
have
was
the...
thinking of France, actually.
Okay, I don't have the bracket open. We do have a Serbian player today.
We do.
Oh, Rombuzz is Polish. Okay,
Let's
Rombuzz
read
is
that
Polish.
a little bit. Yeah, hence the foreshadowing.
Yeah. So we have Rombuzz from Poland and imData from France.
Yeah.
And
Part of that GDA team French boys, if you will.
oh, okay.
The Gadat boys.
Gadat?
Yeah, Team Gadat.
Oh my god. That sounds awful. Why?
Well,
God. Stop it, Windows. Windows keeps pinging.
yeah. Hey, have you heard about Windows 11? That's what they sound like. That's what they all sound like.
Oh no. Oh, and don't remind me of Windows 11. I don't wanna hear it. Why? Why is it a thing? But yeah,
Somehow,
anyway, guys, like the Yaku is here. I would like. I feel like I can't really introduce Yaku as not casting much because I'm not casting much, so I'm doing. Yaku is here to help with the amateur stuff as well.
Exactly. Who better to help with the amateurs than the guy who is amateur?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did your series go?
Well, so here's a story.
Hmm.
Before I got into the game, so for context, I played against Roselia in the first round. I got knocked out 2-0. It was a TVT, so that's just the context going on there. Before I played out my matches, Light was telling me, you should play a warm-up game, and I looked at the time and I thought, I could, but I don't want to risk like having a TVT on Dynasty or something like that, you know. So that's what map the first map is for, you know. My first map gonna be a warm-up map. I ended up missing a lot of macro cycles because I wasn't warmed up. And I got crushed by a much bigger army.
Yaku, have you heard of warming up without an opponent?
You mean like... No, that's...
like
that's not safe for work, what I'm thinking.
Yaku. Like getting into a game, a custom game without an opponent or with AI opponent and just doing the macro. Just so you can
I've heard of that, but I'm still half asleep.
What?
I find, you know, if I don't have somebody in my face telling me to wake up, you know, then I just won't.
So what you're saying is you need milk to yell at you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I need a main line into my brain.
Okay,
I need a soundboard that is just milk yelling at me.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Milk used to be the coach of our team essentially, and he would train us just like Gordon Ramsay would.
Yeah, known for what I think some people would consider to be unorthodox coaching methods, but hey, they were pretty effective. Things like spamming in chat, spend your goddamn money.
I still have that screenshot. I just found it recently. I still have it.
It's on my mind. I just need a pin to my brain to remind me. Yeah, that was one method. Known for introducing the concept of the dodo over to the CranKy Ducklings clan.
Mhm.
Which is essentially like going up against the Elite Four. You face one. You need to beat everyone in order.
True, we did the gauntlet essentially.
Exactly. And if you lost, well, back to the beginning. Or reload or save.
You know, so, yeah. But anyway, it looks like our players are ready. So we are able to start the first of our semifinals.
Indeed. Gonna be a PvP. You'll love to see it.
Oh, is that the real reason why you joined me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yaku was just missing those PvPs from all those ESL Asias.
I'm getting withdrawals.
Well, we do have a PvP for you today, and it will be on post 2.
Yeah, very interesting map to say the least. Fun fact, the only map that I have ever vetoed in, I think, 3 or 4 years. Longer than
Why?
that. I just don't know how to beat I don't know how to win TBZ on post youth.
Okay, I'm taking notes as I say.
No!
Oh god, why this map? Well,
Exactly. It's for fun.
well, anyway,
Massive air quotes.
we are in the top right corner of the favorite map of all the players, clearly. And we are looking at the blue Protoss player from Berserker from Poland. It is Rombuzz.
Yeah, and spawning over here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left, we have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of France, representing GDA team, or Team Gadat, if you prefer. We have imData.
Oh no, is this gonna be one of these where you say data and say data? Oh no.
Is it?
Oh no.
Well, so long as we never get confirmation, it's we have license. Yeah, nah, this map. Yeah, post youth. It's an interesting map. That we're gonna be spawning on. We have. Here's the thing that really breaks my brain specifically for TVZ is that you're supposed to get your natural by this hybrid base, which is on the same level as your main base, obviously. But then at the other natural location, there are 2 entrances. And so that's what specifically breaks my brain in TVZ, because I'm like, yeah, you get the natural in the low ground, and then you wall off, and it's like, huh? But how do I wall? And it's like, well, you're not supposed to wall yet. You're supposed to get the other base. And it's like, but how do I wall?
Yeah. It's definitely a bit more confusing, you know? It's not the standard way of placing bases. And it looks like both of our players have blocked each other, so neither of them will be getting it.
Yeah, which is for the best, I think. As a wise man once said, why would you ever expand in PvP?
I guess, yeah. The first to expand loses, clearly.
Yeah, keep our eyes on that production tab to determine who's going to be the loser then. Yeah, it's going to be interesting though on post-youth, just because you're a lot safer when you expand. And when you get that natural base, imData, on the other hand, I don't think has any plans to expand at all. Rombuzz, hasn't scouted this, but considering the fact that he's had his pylon unmolested on the other side, I feel like he should be suspecting something.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like, imData has no intention of expanding whatsoever. He's actually making gateways across the map, and even a dark shrine in the same spot as well.
Yeah, I love to see it, or at least I do. Anytime dark shrine, so might as well throw it out at the beginning of the game, at the very start.
Yeah, and it looks like Rombuzz is not the wiser of it. He is making an oracle, but this isn't a harassment oracle. It will be going across the map, so there's a good chance that there will be absolutely no detection for him. But at the same time, I mean, Okay, imData has 2 Stalkers. That should be enough for an Oracle, right? With the shield battery, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be completely safe from Oracle harass here, at least for the time being. Rombuzz just happily getting more tech. Grabbing that Twilight Council, he's thinking pretty far ahead, but yeah, he may be looking too far on the horizon and missing a rock right in front of him.
Yes. I mean, that's a nice little pylon there. Nice little spot to see anything coming, but yeah, I don't know if he's ready for what's coming because we have charge on the way, we have the dark shine already finished, we have a warping spot right here, and I feel like the aggression will be going in. Meanwhile, the Oracle did scout across the map and put a revelation on the entire base basically, but that's all it did.
Scouts. It did. It also scouts the very late natural base, so I have to wonder if that's going to be enough of a tell here for Rombuzz. He is sending his Oracle back home, but he's not building a second. Okay, there he goes. Got the second Oracle, throws on a Revelation, and he's going to be able to defend against DT harass.
But will he be able to defend against a second DT?
Oh no! I haven't considered this. Is this mineral patch mined out? Okay, no, I don't think it is.
It looks like it is.
It looks like it, but I guess it's not. Yeah. Interesting little graphic there.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but like it just looks like it. This specific spot is empty.
This is why Protoss should have mules. Just so they can specifically mine out that patch.
Something really silly about DTs not being cloaked. Is it just me? It
They look naked
silly.
without cloak.
They do look naked. Ooh, but now the oracles are out, but it looks like imData actually decides against going in.
Yeah, the body blocking is just way too good right now for Rombuzz, so imData, he's gonna be transitioning out of this. Now, he did research charge. Yeah, he already has charge, so he is setting himself up. Oh, I see oracles do dip in, but a little bit too late to activate. Yeah, beams, one of them will go down. Only one remaining, but yeah, so I was trying to say, imData has kind of set himself up pretty nicely for a DT or an Archon chargelet transition. If he, when we eventually get to that stage, I was expecting Archons, but that's actually DT Blink that he's researching.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you say that, but no, he just wants the DTs, okay? The DTs are good.
We have one Zealot, okay, soon to be one Zealot, soon to be two Zealots here for imData.
Yeah, I feel like these units are
mostly...
Yeah, these units are mostly for defense, and like the DTs will be the real damage dealers. We still have that early DT on the loose, like the Oracle did not come back to deal with it.
Yeah, I believe the other Oracle is pretty low in energy as well. It had to throw down that Revelation earlier. But now we have plenty of detection, so yeah. That's going to be about the end of the I say the end of the DT harass. imData doesn't want it to be the end.
Oh yeah, there will be more.
Still committed to that, yeah. Still committed to Blink. He's getting a couple of safety immortals just to deal with the stalkers, but of course, once these 3 gateways finish up, I think no holds are going to be barred anymore. imData just going to want to send everything.
Oh, the blink on top of the immortal, but it will be sniped? No, it barely survives, just in time.
Just barely.
But yeah, what I was gonna say, like, well, imData is focusing on these DTs, as he's making zealots actually, but like while he's focusing on the DT tech, his army, like his main army actually doesn't look too bad. Like, it looks pretty good compared to what Rombuzz has right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got charge. He is lacking Blink, but he's got Immortals. He's got an Immortal. my mistake over there. Yeah, and it is pretty low, but it can obviously regen its shields and come in later on. Archons are obviously on the table as well if he ever decides to go into that direction.
Yeah, now the chargers are moving forward. They are dealing with the stalkers despite the shield battery. There is no overcharge activated, and even the probes are being pulled off the line, but they will be all going down.
Yeah, never underestimate the power of the charge lots. Stalkers trying to hold the line, but they get absolutely eviscerated by every single one of these charge lots. Battery overcharge being popped on the high ground. Immortal gonna stay alive as a result. imData can't quite break that position, but he can absolutely attack this third base location. Immortal goes down, however.
Yeah, he unfortunately moves a bit too much forward, and the one Immortal of imData does go down. Rombuzz has one of his own, so you know neither of them has like super high numbers, but yeah, that's just enough for the defense.
Just barely. A couple of probes went down earlier. 17 probes total this game, so imData does take a little bit of a worker lead, but he's only now grabbing his third base. Rombuzz still has his third nexus, still can obviously reproduce those workers much quicker.
Yeah, but there's round 2, there's more charge loads. This army is just mostly charge loads, and these 2 Immortals are now here to help.
Indeed, they are. One Immortal of Rombuzz does get caught and surrounded by the charge lots, and the rest of the charge lots are starting to get choked out. Really good force field here from Rombuzz.
Yeah, the force field helps as well as the stasis, and in the end it looks like Rombuzz will actually overpower the numbers, but these 2 Immortals are still pretty strong.
Yeah, there's a mostly Stalker army remaining for Rombuzz, so the fact that he's up against 2 Stalkers means that Rombuzz does not want to step a little bit too far away from shield battery range.
Yeah, and it looks like imData decides that this is enough damage, like he's not gonna be able to do too much to Rombuzz at this point of the game, and he moves back.
Yeah, he moves back, he secures that third nexus, so you know, Rombuzz actually hasn't really been probing up too much so far, so yeah, imData gonna be securing that economic lead. 2 DTs just chilling by the geyser, you know. Admiring the foliage. They're
actually reading the announcement, like the ad.
Ah, the PSA.
I think they are waiting to blink into the main base, but there is no vision.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We just need 1 sentry for Haluk.
Looks like the Oracle will be once again moving across the maps to see if it can get any damage done. I don't expect it to, but to be fair, I mean, the Stalkers are not here.
That they aren't. We do have shield batteries though, so there is potential, and obviously a stasis ward can really mess up the mining of these probes as well. Come on, imData, just move a little bit more to the right. Yeah, he sees.
Yeah, the Oracle is spotted, and I mean, it will not be killed, but at least it's being chased away, so it won't be doing any harassment. The DT is waiting for a moment, but there are observers everywhere now, and it looks like... Oh, actually, the 2 DTs did get into the main base.
Yeah, they snuck in or they blinked in, but as a result, they're getting a couple of pylons. Eventually get a couple of probes as well earlier on. Ah, the observer. That's what it was.
Yeah, they were waiting for the observer to blink right in, and I mean, I don't know if they did that much damage, but I guess they stopped the production for a little bit.
Yeah, messes up the momentum of Rombuzz a little bit, and you know, because of that, the supplies are starting to even out. imData taking a massive worker lead and slowly but surely getting his upgrades in order, rebuilding his high-tech units. Getting there.
And
this is a lot of...
Even taking this gold base.
Oh yeah, why the heck not?
The 4 DTs are actually getting to the mineral line. They do take down quite a few probes. But they're also being dealt with.
That will be taken out. I say taken out, but 2 of them do survive. Managed to blink away. And now they're gonna harass the other mineral line. Rombuzz. He is starting to lose everything. He wasn't in a great economic position before, but now it looks like he's gonna have to be forced all in.
Yeah, I think even Rombuzz thought that those DTs went down, but at the same time he is attacking, he is taking that gold base. It was a kill, not a cancel, and he will be facing the army of imData right now.
Yeah, he doesn't want to move up this ramp, but he does have a much larger army. He does have the better upgrades for now. If there was ever a time for Rombuzz to take this game, it would be now. He has to be so careful.
Yeah, that he does. I mean, both armies are pretty strong. Both armies are pretty scary. I mean, the Stalkers definitely make Rombuzz's army a bit stronger, I would argue, but also there are so many immortals on imData's side.
I mean, it's all gonna come down to the angle. Rombuzz manages to take a little bit, manages to gain a lot of ground here, as imData was not quite in position to deal with that. But the sheer amount of stalkers, or immortals here from imData, Rombuzz decides to back away, doesn't want to tangle while he mostly while he's still working on a mostly stalker army.
And looks like imData wants to chase this army, going straight for it, but I don't think that's the greatest idea here on the ramp. At the same time though, the Zealots are going into the third base of Rombuzz.
Yeah, Zealots and DTs are not getting too much probe damage, but they are messing up a lot of infrastructure, also distracting Rombuzz a little bit, but here comes the main assault. Rombuzz coming in with a better angle, but imData with the much more high-tech units. It's pretty tough to call who has the edge. Rombuzz has the better upgrades with +2 armor, but in the end it looks like Rombuzz will just barely clean this out. Not without sustaining heavy losses himself though, and just looking at that worker count, imData can sustain a lot more damage than Rombuzz can at the moment.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a trade-off where Rombuzz did clear out that entire army that imData had, but he also lost an entire mineral line worth of workers, so in the end, like, it may be worse for him, but actually if he keeps attacking right now, he has a chance.
That he does, actually. He managed to preserve his Archons, or one Archon, which is absolutely huge against all of these Zealots. Look at how quickly they start to melt to that splash damage. It's a really good use of the force fields as well here for Rombuzz, forcing the Zealots into a choke point. And now imData's army is starting to melt. The Zealots of Rombuzz starting to get on top of these Immortals, and there's just way too much momentum here for Rombuzz.
Yeah, imData will try to defend in the main bases, but this is a GG's code, and Rombuzz will be taking game number 1.
Nicely done. Good old post youth lends itself so well to games like that.
But yeah, like it was like after that engagement between Rombuzz and imData, like even though Rombuzz was losing a lot at home, like, you know, he just overpowered the army.
Yeah, he still had quite a few. He still had enough of a bank left over to remax on units, and sure, it was only Zealots, but at that point, it was pretty much Zealot v Zealot. So, the player who had more Zealots plus Archon support was the player who ended up winning.
Even the players, like both of them thought that imData would win that engagement in the middle of the map, and somehow he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, imData, he had the better upgrades, and he had way more high-tech units, so it looked like he had the edge there. But, yeah, in the end, not so much. In the end, I guess the angle and the arc, the concave of attack here from Rombuzz was just way too good for imData. And the fact that he had +2 weapons himself also made up a little bit for the fact that, you know, he didn't have those armor upgrades.
Okay, as our players are ready.
Yep, and ready. Rombuzz. Yeah, just asking how many kills that Oracle got, and unfortunately we weren't quite able to get tabs, but by my estimation it had to be at least 20.
Probably.
So we're going to be loading in from one very, very quirky map, shall we say, a map that is very often vetoed, into the most commonly used map, or the commonly chosen map in tournaments overall, going into Oceanborn.
That we are, and we are now in the bottom right corner of Oceanborn. Rombuzz already being happy about this. And we are looking at our blue Protoss player from Poland, representing Berserker Esports. It is Rombuzz.
That is a spicy take coming out here from Rombuzz. Anyway, here in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left, we have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of France. Al Francais. Aha. Olympics coming down soon. Just a reminder. That's where my brain went when I said France. Yeah, some France is here. He's going to be representing GDA team, otherwise known as Team Gadat. He is imData.
I feel like we need a poll in the chat, like how you would read this name, because we have at least 4 different combinations.
Yeah. So we got imData, 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 imData.
How would a French person read it though?
imData.
That did not sound French.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, what have I unleashed? PM spray? Wait, who sprayed? Where? Where is it?
Right on GLHF, right on top of the building, other base.
Where is it?
It's...
Oh, here it is. Oh,
Yeah, Cybercore.
there you go. Hey,
That's like a
GHF
marker,
is a
right?
nice spray, okay? Could be worse.
Yeah, look, that's a marker. That's where you get told to throw down your building,
Uh-huh.
and now it's covered.
It's like, that's where it is.
Yeah,
Should put it right there.
exactly. GLHF marks the spot.
But look, there are way more BM sprays, okay? There are so many sprays. It's a
I
thing
like
like
the stinky
that,
cheese spray.
that's a feature that like not many players use, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty far away to keto spray, you know,
Yeah, fair.
in default. But hey, you might as well beautify the map
I mean,
while you can.
I say that, but like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of like the younger players use it, like your EBAS and so on, you know?
I
feel
mean,
like
eBay
they
just
use it
has
a
a
lot.
lot of APM to spare, so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, I feel like these like newer players, you know, have that APM to spare. Like, wait, what?
That is a Haluked Void Ray, which is not something you see every day. Normally, when we see a Haluked unit to scout, it's typically a Phoenix, something like as Rombuzz demonstrates.
I like how
As they
that
are
Phoenix,
much
I
faster.
like how that Phoenix just awkwardly passes the word. Like, wait, what?
Just turns its head like, huh?
Yep.
I've got to do a double take.
As Rombuzz
we
is going for a Twilight Council this time.
Yeah,
Meanwhile-
Twilight Council and a Forge, so looks like looks like it is going to be a little bit more aggressive. Well, we just have to. Gloves are off this game. We're having the BM
Yes, the
moves
BM
coming
Void
out.
Ray.
We got the spray versus the Haluked Void Ray. Dude,
Would it actually be BM? I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just so
gloves are
funny to
off.
me. I don't know. Like, I've seen many like mistaken hallucinations, but for some reason the Void Ray is just funny.
I mean it's big and it's slow. So it looks, yeah, it looks funny. It doesn't look quite as elegant as a Phoenix.
My
floating
favorite,
through the sky.
my favorite Halukto is Colossus.
Yes.
Although the
I
best
agree.
the best hallucination that people don't usually use is probes.
Yeah, because you get 4 of them.
Yeah, you can just scout everything.
Yeah, you can go everywhere in the map, wherever you want. You don't have to queue up a path or anything like that. You just
Like-
fan them out.
Like, I see some players, not many, but some players do that when they proxy. Like, they will just hallook the probes and just scout everywhere for the proxy.
Yeah. Something that Rombuzz should be doing right now, but I guess he has no reason to suspect the proxy come
Yeah.
his way.
And the units are coming his way, as it looks like it will be a very dedicated attack from imData, as he has no units warping in the proxy location together with the main army.
Yeah, he's got plenty of sentries to work with right now. Forces to cancel on that third base. He also has the Immortal, which is going to bully away the Stalkers from all the Adepts. Do manage to sneak into the main such good use of SimCity, such good use of the concave, they are going to be able to take out 6 probes.
Yeah, and the main army actually decides to move back. It just pokes at the third base. The third base is completely denied, and yeah, that was what imData wanted to do.
Yeah, mission accomplished. Gets quite a lot of damage, forces a cancel, which means that his own third is going to be a lot quicker, but look at the side of Rombuzz. Blink just finished up for him, Blink just finished up for him, Blink just finished up for him, +1 just finished as well. Okay, but he's actually getting the third, so never mind.
Yeah, Rombuzz doesn't really strike me as an aggressive player from what I've seen in a single game.
Yeah, I feel that, you know.
But he definitely will try to counter-attack, he will try to see if he can get some damage done. Those 2 Immortals are definitely strong, but if they're focused, maybe.
Maybe. If they're focused, if they're isolated, if, you know, maybe if Rombuzz is able to activate their shields before attacking, but regardless, imData is going to defend, and now he has 3! This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, and once again the Adepts were able to sneak out into the base of Rombuzz at the same time, and 6 more probes are going down, so more and more losses on the economical side of Rombuzz.
Yeah, imData, once again, going to be taking a very secure economic lead as we go move into our mid game. What does he do with that lead, though, I think is going to be the question. As for now, he is doing standard pro PvP things, I would say.
We have 4 Immortals.
We have 4 Immortals, but you know what? No shield battery over here. That Nexus will go down.
Yeah, very nice snipe there from Rombuzz. He focused exactly what he wanted to go for, and even though Rombuzz was able to stop the third base even though imData was able to stop the third base of Rombuzz before, like, this one was completely killed.
Yeah, no refund on that. And you know what that means? It means that imData needs to counterattack. He needs to reciprocate the damage, and it's looking pretty likely that he will now that he has 4 Immortals.
Yeah, Immortal is a pretty good unit, alright. Yeah. Rombuzz is not even approaching. It's just like, yeah, nah, maybe not.
Yeah, nah, yeah. It's like the advice when you see a bear, just leave it be.
Yeah, you probably don't want to.
Let it eat what it wants to eat.
Just don't. Yeah, just make a new base. Like, not worth it.
Yeah. Completely gives it up and remakes it. So now we're back to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that the time where Rombuzz goes across the map, snipes the third?
Apparently not, as I guess Rombuzz is looking to turn the other cheek here. For now, anyway.
Okay, I'm glad we have settled that.
Yeah.
Okay, so no more taking down thirds, apparently.
For now, yeah.
Time to start denying fours.
Yeah. It's the evolution. As that's a lot of gateways being thrown down here by imData. Rombuzz working more on tech, getting that Templar Archives. Oh, my mistake actually. imData actually got these Templar Archives much quicker, so yeah, imData just gonna be transitioning a lot faster than Rombuzz.
Yeah, the first Archons are already on the way for imData, so he will be having that army that much faster, and his army is looking chunky. It's like a lot of Immortals, like getting Archons now, like there's barely any gateway units here.
Yeah. It's a bit of a plus-sized army, if you will. A lot of big units. No, I guess Archons are technically massive units.
Yes. Like, I mean, sure, Archons are made of gateway units, but they're not gateway units on their own, so...
Yeah. They're not gateway units on... That's an existential question right there. Where do Archons come from?
The Kala.
Ah, the Wi-Fi.
Oh, you can see the finger from their eyes. Like, they have the smoke on their eyes.
Oh yeah, they're crying.
They're constantly crying. Oh no.
Going up and down.
Oh boy.
Bobbing and weaving as, yep, Warp Prism moving across the map, and that is a Dark Shrine that I spy here on imData's production tab.
Yeah,
We all know where this is going.
We have not stopped with the aggression whatsoever. It's just the next wave of it.
Yeah, look, we're not destroying the third anymore.
Are we sure about that? Because imData is definitely looking for the third.
For now. As we're coming in for a bit of a multi-pronged attack coming out from imData. Great snipe on the I almost said shield battery.
Warp Prism.
Warp Prism. OP Umbrella.
OP Umbrella,
from
yes.
Rombuzz, and that is going to put an end to the aggression here from imData. Not feeling too confident in just having one frontal assault.
Yeah, it looks like imData was hoping that the Warpies would distract the Rombuzz, but it didn't work long enough. But this may.
Oh yeah, there's hardly any detection over here right now for Rombuzz. I believe he has an observer, but it's not anywhere near in position to immediately 11 probes fall.
I mean, I feel like even if he had an observer, like, once the DTs got in, like, they just one-shot everything they see.
Pretty much. He's gonna clear this out eventually, but not before a lot of damage is gonna be dealt.
I like how imData targeted this pylon right in the middle and it unpowered literally nothing. Like, Rombuzz is not gonna make the same mistake twice. Like, you unpowered my building last time, not anymore.
Even building two more in the same position.
So poor code. Got confused. It's hiding.
It is. I was gonna say, is it stuck? But like, no, it can't be stuck.
It's just camouflage.
It looks stuck. But it's not. Yeah, it's camouflage.
It won't get me if they can't see me, right?
Can they see you?
Oh.
Double observer production is now on the way. Rombuzz knows exactly what he's up against. Shield being researched right now from imData.
That is also taking more bases. Like, you know, might as well.
Yeah, he's got full map control. He knows that Rombuzz is sticking at home in the middle of his transition as the army's moving out, and that's a lot of beef.
That is, yeah, that's just meat. This is not a vegetarian sandwich.
No bones. Yeah. Hardly any bread either.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Rombuzz's army doesn't look too bad either. It has more gateway support though.
Yeah, Rombuz's army also has a lot of beef, but he's got some rice sprinkled in, you know. A little bit of vegetables.
A bit more balanced diet.
Yeah. Starting to get into the low ground. Rombuzz has a much better army for the time being. Way up when it comes to army supply. He's actually maxed out, and he is super maxed. As looking at that worker count difference, Rombuzz is just gonna perpetually have a larger army as the engagements go on. imData working on a Stargate transition.
That is interesting. He does have these 3 Stargates. They're not making anything, but he has them.
Yeah, they're not making anything, but Beacon is on the way, but we'll see if Rombuzz even gives him that opportunity to transition, as he is supermax and he wants to make full use of his army.
Yeah, and he is going forward. He may be able to split this army actually. Oh, we're going all the way around. Going all the way around. We're trying to find a place. We're trying to find a place to get into these bases. But we also don't want to get surrounded.
Yeah, it's my high ground now. As imData going to be storming in from on top of the ramp, but unfortunately that's a lot of zealots going up against a lot of Archon volleys. Immediately they just disintegrate and don't do a lot of damage. I mean, they tank a couple of hits to allow imData's Immortals to get a couple of their own shots off, but in the end I still think that went better for Rombuzz.
I mean, yeah, kinda. I feel like Rombuzz really wanted to get some damage, because you said that, sure, he's supermax, but like, he is supermax because he has less workers. So in the end, like, you know, he won't be able to make army as quickly as imData may.
Yeah, that he won't be able to remax as quickly after these engagements, and you really cannot afford to take any unnecessary losses here. Compared to imData, you can throw away a bit more supply.
Yeah, in fact, I think imData may want to do that because he is transitioning to carriers behind this, and they will take a lot of his supply.
Indeed, they will, and then now forcing Rombuzz up this ramp. A little bit of a flank of Zealots. Actually going to be catching the Immortals, which is absolutely huge right now for imData. Rombuzz being pushed all the way back to his side of the map.
And he's still trying to move forward, but he is fighting up a ramp and his army is starting to dwindle. Only a few units left. Like, I mean, Immortals are good, but not versus this strong of an army.
Yeah, Immortals are pretty good, unless they're up against Immortals.
And now the carriers are joining in.
Yeah, that's a skin you don't see too often on carriers. I think I like it.
Yeah, and what do we have that fights air? Archons. That's it.
Yeah.
End of the list.
That's all you need. That's all you need, unless, of course, they get sniped by the Immortals on the low ground. GG is called imData. Gonna tie us up sideways, 1-1.
GG.
Nice adjustments coming in here.
Yeah, like imData was playing much better. I would almost say like he had some. I don't know how to put it. Like his aggression actually paid off a lot of times. Basically.
Oh yeah, those ZTs, chef's kiss.
Okay, don't mind me. I'm blind.
Yep.
I couldn't find the right map, even though it was right in front of me.
That's a trick, right? That's how they camouflage. How the maps camouflage.
Just like that probe.
Exactly.
But yeah, very nicely played there by imData. We were like that beefy army is a bit unusual, but it did work out for him, and even the transition was just right.
Yeah. Who needs balance when you can just min-max your diet?
Clearly. I mean, it worked for imData.
Exactly.
Why did Charlie say beef army versus chicken meat army? Oh no.
I mean, you can do a lot with chicken.
You can, actually. But we are now in the third game of our series. And we are looking at the bottom right corner of the map. We have our blue Protoss player. Representing Berserker Esports, it is, from Poland, Rombuzz.
And spawning over here in the top left corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left, we of course have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of France. He's going to be representing GDA team, otherwise known as Team Gadat. We have, depending on how you want to pronounce it, imData.
I have just realized, because... Hold on, this is important. Hold on.
Oh. Boop.
We had a boop! Where's still mode? Where's still mode? Anyway, what I was gonna say, I just realized, because Rombuzz is with a double Z, is it actually a Rombuzz?
Yeah.
Oh no. It's
Ah,
getting
well,
worse.
you know. It's Roomba.
Roomba. Oh no.
That's why he makes a lot of sentries.
That makes sense. Actually, yeah, sentries are like Roombas. Kind of.
They go room.
As we actually see the probe of Rombuzz being chased away.
Yeah, imData being very protective of his base. I mean, he's not really hiding anything right now. There's nothing to hide, but you know, I guess it's just that moral victory early on.
Also, we have the spray.
Yeah.
Because of course we do.
Ilhif.
This was who put the spray down though? I didn't see.
I believe it's Rombuzz actually.
Okay. Because last time it was on the side of imData that Rombuzz did it, but like I was thinking maybe like imData intentionally equipped the same spray and just went to do it.
He might have. Just a little tiny delay as we got into game number 3.
Yeah, that was it. That's what he did.
That.
Clearly.
Case closed.
I mean, unless someone says otherwise, this is how we're writing this story.
That's a fanfic, yeah. As oof, Highline actually does finish up here, so no refund here for imData.
Yeah, but it also means that there's a longer delay on the base of Rombuzz, while imData already has his on the way.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just 100 minerals. That's what.
It's a trade-off.
It's a trade. Is it a good trade? Yeah, it's a trade.
It's a trade, yeah.
It wasn't free.
As we have.
Speaking of free, this time we actually have a Phoenix coming out from imData. Haluked Phoenix, I should say, as opposed to a Haluked Void, right?
No Colossus either. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. And we're seeing very similar things to what we saw in game number 2 over on Oceanborn. Rombuzz with that Forge Blink and imData with this proxy Dark Shrine this time.
Of course.
Of course. A continuation, a synthesis of game 1 and game 2.
I was gonna say this probe is on vacation, but no, he's here for war.
Yeah, I mean he's on the beach. He can't even afford to chill out, you know.
Yeah, that's sad.
Doesn't have any time.
It's kind of like working in tourism, right? Like you're in this like vacation resort and you're at work.
Yeah. It's like you have to provide.
So sad for the probe.
Whatchamacallit. Exactly.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, we have another probe, not quite taking a full, not quite in vacation mode, but still traveling nonetheless. That is a 4 pylon being thrown down by Rombuzz. And that probe is on location, throws down a gateway.
But we see something unusual from imData this time. We're actually going for glaives, straight up.
Glaive DTs, that is not something you see every day.
Yeah, definitely not. And it looks like Rombuzz may scout that something is going on, but like, will he know that it's glaives of all things? Or does he even not see?
Yeah,
Doesn't even go there.
Yeah, doesn't even dive in just yet. Yeah, that's an interesting question though. I feel like usually if, as a Protoss player, you scout your opponent's Twilight Council researching, you're anticipating Blink, right? If not Blink, then at least Charge.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm so curious to see how Blink actually pays off, or how imData plans to actually utilize those glaives, as Rombuzz does blink in, takes out all of the sentries, and almost takes out the Stalkers as well, but Immortal does pop out just in the nick of time to chase away these Stalkers. Meanwhile, DTs do get warped in, and they do manage to get 11 probe kills on the side of Rombuzz here.
Yeah, so Rombuzz was distracted with his own attack actually, and at the same time he is losing probes back at home. Meanwhile, imData is just barely saved by that Immortal. Rombuzz will keep trying to fight it. I mean, he did make that warping location up there, but yeah, we'll see if he can get something done, as I am waiting to see those Glaive Adepts.
Yeah, he didn't cancel Glaives, so it did finish up here for him. 2 Adepts being warped in by this proxy location. I'm just keeping my eye on that production tab. And on the minimap as well. I just want to see the mass warp in of Adepts here from imData.
I feel like imData was planning to do that mass warping, but he's forced to keep the Adepts at home because Rombuzz has been so aggressive this game.
Yeah, Immortals are good against Stalkers, but you still need a little bit of a buffer for them, and hey, you know what better buffer than Adepts has? Anyways, we're getting in position, but these Stalkers are not! imData gaining ground, but oh, he pulls back just at the worst time!
Yeah, it will take a while for this army to get back, and at the same time, Rombuzz will be able to unpower this production. Now the Adepts are streaming in, but, you know, they're only coming in 1 unit at a time.
Cybercore goes down, so it's gonna be a while longer before imData can really remake those adepts, but he can make DTs, or not DTs, sorry. He did have adepts that were already produced earlier on. They managed to sneak him into the mineral line and gets 13 more probe kills. That's a lot of economic damage, and Rombuzz might be feeling the pressure to go all in. Does he want to go all in, though?
I mean, he does snipe that Robo Bay, which is really nice for him. A Robo facility. Oh no. The Robo.
Robo, yeah.
So that will stop the production of imData. He already has 4 Immortals, so that's a scary army, but at the very least it will delay this going any farther. And I mean, the Cybercore even had to be remade.
Yeah, imData getting a lot of damage, but not getting a ton of momentum. Now he is being active on the map. He is cleaning up that fort pylon, which is very nice. One fewer thing for him to worry about, but Rombuzz, behind all of this, has been building up. I hesitate to say that he's been building up just because, you know, obviously he doesn't have a lot of income, so he has to be a little bit more selective. It's actually being left alone for now. Will it live? Will it live? Will it live? No! No!
Just wanted to go on the beach.
Yeah, he just wanted to go in the water. Dip his toes in the sand.
Sad
Just
story.
want to feel the crunch beneath his feet.
He doesn't have feet.
He just wanted to feel.
Just wanted to have feet.
Yeah.
What?
It's just like Little Mermaid.
Really.
Bro traded his ability
To mine?
to mine, in order to get feet, human feet.
Oh no. Well, we have adepts moving across the map. I'm not quite sure where they will be getting in. It looks like a bit of a roundabout way.
Yeah, kind of patrolling around. Inadvertently does also scout the potential third location, so keeping his eye out for potential expansions here of Rombuzz. imData gonna meet the Stalker force in the middle of the map, and Rombuzz is hesitant to meet all of those Immortals.
Yeah, both armies are kind of dancing next to each other. Ooh, the adepts actually get caught out by those stalkers though.
Yeah, a lot of them will end up surviving, so imData can still use them for harass, but they're not going to be very useful in the main army at this point.
Yeah, and they may meet the army again actually. Rombuzz being really good at sniping these units.
Those fate.
He knows exactly where imData is moving and he keeps trying to get those adepts in check. Now we only have 3 of them and they're already damaged as well, so they shouldn't be able to get too much damage now. I mean, we even have cannons back at the base.
Yeah, just in case any more DTs come this way, and you know
He's
what?
trying
They
to
will
snipe
come
them.
this way.
Look at it! He's sniping all of the adepts.
Yeah. No librarians tolerated on this vacation.
What? Are adepts librarians?
Yeah.
Why?
I remember they hold the books.
Where?
They have the records
That's not adepts.
and the lore.
I don't think that's adepts. Is it?
Huh.
Or is it? Maybe I'm wrong.
It might be adepts, or it might be the adept equivalent that was only in the campaign.
Yeah. There were like some people that were like right.
So it's against stalkers. Rombuzz is just being so active with them. He's just
Yeah,
moving them around
although
and
they were
catching
on move
harassment
commands,
forces
so
everywhere. Yeah,
look, they found them. It's okay.
yeah. Took them a little while to apprehend them, but yeah, at least they found them. DTs do come in. Forces a cancel on this third base. Rombuzz once again just working with as little of an economy as possible right now. DT is gonna get followed, but the observer not quite in position to provide detection. One DT will fall. The other 2 manage to sneak away.
Yeah, the other two will be lying in wait for the occasion to come up. In the meantime, we have imData moving out with all of these Immortals, all of these gateway units. This time we have much more gateway units than last game.
Yeah. It's not just beef. A little bit more to this army as imData once again just trying to pick apart the attention of Rombuzz. Is getting ready to pull him out of position. He wants a fight on open ground, but he can really allow his Zealots to get full surrounds. But Rombuzz isn't taking the bait just yet.
And there are so many icons in this army as well. The force fields are separating the army of imData really nicely down there.
The Archons, they just want to break the force fields, but they get body blocked by their own units. Rombuzz going to be able to take them all out, and with that, imData just doesn't really have a lot of staying power with this army. He's lost. He still has his beef, you know, but, you know, he's lost his pork carnitas, if you will, his tortilla.
I'm hungry. I might have not eaten properly before the cast.
Such is life.
F's in the chat.
F's in the chat. It's gotta think of sand. I think it's a life hack.
Sand?
Yeah.
Oh, as the armies are engaging once again, we have all of these icons in the front from Rombuzz this time.
Yeah, so they are a little bit more exposed. Yeah, starting to shade through a little bit, but they do get cancelled at the end as imData realizes that he cannot tangle with this main army. Archons in front do mean that they're a little bit more exposed, but it also means that they're going to be able to get their shots off much quicker, specifically against the Zealots. So it's getting a bit of a trade-off as... Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of a glitch coming down here in GPS of these units.
Look,
not quite sure.
It said turn left, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was this street.
Yeah.
But
we haven't, in fact, we've seen that building before. We haven't moved in a circle. Just trust me.
Huh? I would say, as much as StarCraft 2 pathing is really good, it also sometimes does very quirky things. As
we just saw, Rombuzz kind of trying to force the issue right now. imData looking to meet him in the middle of the map, but that's just way too much beef for him to deal with, as Rombuzz, with a much larger army, is just going to mow his way forward. He's got plenty of Archons, plenty of Immortals, even manages to block a couple of these units with his Sentry Force fields.
The DTs are here to try and save the day, but I don't know if they can do it in time. All of the Immortals have been dealt with. The DTs will now chase the army, but as soon as the Observer is here, I feel like this will be the end of this aggression.
The end of the aggression, potentially the end of the game as well, as we actually don't have an Observer out on the map just yet. Observer only now finishes for Rombuzz.
Yeah, but by saying that, I mean, imData is just taking more bases.
I mean, might as well, right? It's prime real estate.
I guess, but I don't know if he's in position to. Like, he has defense to prepare.
He absolutely does that. GG is called, and Rombuzz gonna be taking that series 2-1, becoming our first finalist of the evening. GG. imData even asking, like, wait, you're telling me you didn't have a fourth base? The answer is no. As a wise man once said, why would you ever expand in PvP?
I mean, they did expand a fair lot, but yeah.
Yeah, they did expand, but Rombuzz just cut it short right before the fourth base. And did allow him to consistently get that Supermaxed army, and or not necessarily allowed him to consistently have that Supermaxed army, but rather focusing on his army just allowed him to keep the aggression going. And because imData was focused more on his economy, on getting a fourth base, he just wasn't able to muster up enough of a force to defend it.
Yeah, I feel like both players. I mean, they are discussing this game, and like both players can get some interesting facts from this entire series, honestly, because it was quite close. Like there've been a lot of back and forth in this series.
Yeah, as all good PvPs should. Also featured a couple of proxies, as again, all good PvPs should.
Of course, I mean it is a PvP.
Exactly. Yeah. DT. We got to see DTs, so I'm satisfied.
A
Yeah,
lot of it is
definitely
actually. There were even
a lot
blink
of
DTs.
There were at one point. Ooh. I love to see it, or at least I do. But yeah, I think you probably said it best. A lot of learning opportunities in this replay. As we're going to be switching servers, switching gears now. We're going to be moving to that NA server as we get ready for our second semifinals of the evening.
That we are. And it looks like we already have the party prepared. They've been waiting for us.
Beautiful. Fashionably late, as usual. We are, to the party.
Look.
You don't
As
want to
you say,
arrive too early or even on time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the star of the show, then you arrive fashionably late, as you said. And we're clearly the star. Clearly.
After craft.
After the craft, yes. You're the star, I'm the craft.
It's fine.
What happened?
I almost dropped my phone.
Oh my god, Jaco. Oh my god.
But I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. Good job.
Feels good.
Yeah, let me make sure we are all set.
Yep. I'm gonna go from a PvP now into more of a TVZ.
Yep. Yes, we'll be diving into that second semi-final. And both of our players are ready, so let's start this match.
I had to double check, but I was like, wait, am I the host? No, I'm not.
Look, I still haven't gotten to that read and speak at the same time thing, okay? It's kind of hard. And this is why I will never be live translator, because it's just too hard to both receive and speak at the same time.
Yeah, this is why the life hack is to read out what is to speak out. Wait, it's to speak.
Yeah, you can't even speak alone. Perfect example why you can't even speak.
It's to speak out what you're reading. That's the life hack.
Anyway, we are now on Postube in the first map of our second semi-final, and we are looking at the base of the red Zerg player from Philippines. It is GeoHen.
And spawning over here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the left-hand side. We, of course, have our blue Terran player come down from the land of Korea, going to be representing Clan Lauda. We have my nemesis, Eternal Roselia.
So, yeah, cool. What have you learned about Roselia in this series?
Very strong 2 base timings from what I gathered, but of course that was TVT. I mean, transfers over pretty well into TVZ as well, I suppose. And TVP, 2 base timings, you're pretty good.
Yeah, so what you're saying is Terran OP, right?
Exactly.
Someone has
That's
to
why
say
Terran
it,
needs scans.
Yes, clearly.
Wait, no, we already have scans. Wait.
Uh-huh. Oh no, we have crashed Yaku's brain. It happened. We have to reboot.
But Yes. So you scan, and
Guys.
then you the hard drive.
It's not the
And
lag on the channel. Yaku has stopped
you
responding.
then and but then you have you ever had that dream where you
You
look
would?
it
Yeah?
you
Huh?
and have you ever had a dream?
Yeah.
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 And then inside you got a marine moving across the map. That's something. I know, it's moving back.
Change its mind. Like, wait a minute, I'm a marine, I'm not a reaper.
Just walks out, feels a chill, and decides, nope, I'm staying home. Yeah, not a whole lot to scout at this point here from the Terran side of things, or from the Zerg side of things.
We did get a drone though, so that's really a nice start for Roselia.
Yeah. It's not quite the same as taking out the same tumor, but you know what? It's probably actually better.
But I'm glad that Pikachu did appreciate your life hack.
Exactly. Which one?
Never mind. Oh look!
The tumor will fall.
So we're getting
Nice little
both
bit
a
of
drone
damage
and the
once
tumor.
Hey, now Roselia is just showing off. Look at what my Reaper can do.
I mean, yeah, we know that Roselia is a pretty good Terran player, so definitely expected some fancy moves there. But I mean, GeoHen is pretty good himself.
Yeah, GeoHen is pretty good. Known for having a couple of tricks up his sleeve, specifically in ZVT. A lot of, from what I could gather, a lot of roach-based builds. But I have to wonder if they're going to be effective against this fusion core.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And two starports.
I suddenly have PTSD.
Oh,
I give up.
yeah.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
What's the opposite of PTSD? Where it's like you getting flashbacks, but it's good flashbacks.
Oh no. I mean, the thing is, GeoHen is getting spores, so there's that. He has scouted it, I guess.
And he's producing queens. 2 at a time. He's got 6 at the moment, so should be able to chase away at least the initial BC.
He didn't see the core itself, nor the starports. So I'm not quite sure what tipped him off exactly.
I think he's just playing it safe. GeoHen, from what I could gather, is somebody who is focused a lot more in the early game anyway. And this is going entirely based on one and a half games I watched of him. But yeah, seems to be someone who does like to be safe in the early game, and yeah, just likes to drone up as much as possible. So good way of keeping yourself safe when you do that.
True.
It's just by getting a lot of queens. Yeah. It's just by getting a lot of queens, and you know, if you're not able to scout what you're.
Are you okay, Yaku? I've seen the chat for Yaku. The battle cruisers got him.
The allergies.
Oh my god.
The allergies to the fusion core coming down. I can speak as they immediately blink across the map. GeoHen, better safe than sorry with those spore crawlers. Going to be paying off, at least initially. Going to be able to chase away. If you can get all his queens in position, going to be able to chase away both of these BCs.
I mean, he's doing pretty well with that. How many queens is that? Hold on. 9? I think we have 9.
9? Yeah, 9. 9 queens over here, 11 total, but 2 of them obviously still injecting, so not quite in position over there. Hellions coming in for the multi-prong. And we're actually going Ling Bane this time. We're going Ling Bane into Spires, so no roaches to really protect the mineral lines against these Hellions.
Yeah, well, the queens move here to deal with the Hellions, though at the same time the battle cruisers are able to move back in.
Yeah, take out a couple of queens. A lot of queens as those Hellions roast 10 drones in total. GeoHen, he can afford to lose a couple of drones here and there as he is on 4 bases. He is getting that gold base as well to make up for that, but this is still, I was gonna say still pretty shaky, but it's actually still ahead when it comes to worker count.
Yeah, but now there are BCs on both sides of the map and they are killing all of the drones. 21 drones already falling down. The queens are not here to fight this.
It's not really enough anti-air in position. Spire is about to finish up though, so a couple of corruptors can really put an end to this stage of the game.
I feel like this ramp with the minerals is really the problem because the queens just cannot move freely between the bases.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, they have to take a long way around every single time. And of course, every time they do, we also have the issue of just queens trickling in and dying to Yamato.
Yeah, and now even the gold base is under attack as well. More drones are falling down. There is a bit of a counter attack, but I mean, no.
A bit of a counterattack that gets very easily cleaned up by the BCs. 33 drones have fallen in total this game, so I don't want to say that's game-ending damage, especially with this gold base that GeoHen has just taken for himself, but this is probably the best case scenario for this build for Roselia.
Yeah, Roselia definitely with a very strong start. GeoHen has to spend a lot of resources to remake the workers themselves and then even think about an army, but I don't know if he has the time, because I mean, the battle cruisers of Roselia didn't even die.
They did not. Again, topped off by these SCVs. Mulehammer on the third base is going to be paying off massively for Roselia, and I was kind of expecting BC Mech. It's just a pretty common transition from here, but no, we're actually going into Bio behind all of this, and so far, Roselia has kind of forced a unit composition from GeoHen that Stim the Marines really like fighting against, i.e. Corruptors and Lings.
Yeah, these Corruptors, the Corruptors are not even able to kill the BCs in time, actually. Like, that's barely enough to survive the BC attack.
Yeah, a couple of BCs will finally fall. So obviously they spent their blink earlier to get to this side of the map in the first place, but yeah, he's still not trading efficiently at all against these BCs. More drones are gonna go down. Now a couple of roaches are out, but I feel like it's... A couple of roaches are out for a counterattack, but I feel like it's just way too little, way too late.
Yeah, I don't even think they can really approach the base of Roselia though. Like, we have all of those marines here, the BCs are, you know, reinforcing this army, and even though this is not the planetary yet, I'm actually going for orbital. Like, I don't know if there's really a way to attack for GeoHen, even if he has this army.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Oh, going for a hunt?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he can caustic spray, vomit down a base or two. Which is not a bad move here for GeoHen, whatever he can do to really force a couple of minerals out, but again, this is still a massive Terran army, and this is still a Zerg that is not at all equipped to deal with all of these Marines.
The good news is both of them are supply block.
Yeah. They're gonna be able to get more units out. Massive fungal does get thrown down on these Marines, and that really whittles them down. Because they're so medevac, it hurts so much, but that's the Marines. Now the BCs, the repaired BCs are getting into position. GG, Roselia could be taking game number 1. So that's how to win on post youth. Okay, I might unveto this map now.
Oh no.
Now
You're gonna be one of these people.
Now that I see the path to victory.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
BC boys, where you at?
I just saw the fusion core and I just felt like everything is just, you know, falling apart.
You felt a shake in your bones? A
yeah.
little shook.
Like suddenly my energy was just gone, and I was like, oh, it's PCs.
Oh no. It's one of those games.
Oh, hold on, I wasn't making the lobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ready for Alcyone. Alcyon. A Cyclone.
A Cyclone. Ah, so
A
we're going
Cyclone,
Cyclones
yeah.
this time.
Yeah, Battle Mech. That's my prediction.
I like how the chat thinks that Terran is not gonna make it.
You misunderestimate. You misunderestimate the power of the BCs. Is all I'm gonna say about that. As it's gonna be getting our lobby ready. Take a little second to stretch,
Yes.
get water, blow your nose if you need to, as we are loading into summer. I say loading into summer because I'm terminally online. No, we're getting into the summer months.
I mean, is that such a thing as summer months in Singapore?
There is. We actually looked this up. Light and I looked this up because we wanted to figure out when is the best possible moment to wear jackets outside. Apparently, it's September.
I thought you were
when
gonna
it
say.
rains
I thought you were
more.
gonna say. Apparently, it's never.
Apparently it's September is when it rains more, so instead of being
Okay.
35 degrees out, it's more like 29.
Oh, that's when I was there. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. People keep saying that Singapore is hot. It's not that bad, honestly.
Yeah, it's not that hot if you stay indoors. There's actually
No, if you stay indoors, then take like a winter jacket.
yeah,
If you stay indoors,
exactly.
because they're crazy about their AC. Insane.
Yeah. It's a balance. Apparently, it got released pretty recently. Somebody made like a video. What is the longest possible shelter walkway in the country?
Have you been there yet?
Not. I've been around that area, is what I'll
Okay.
say, but I haven't made the pilgrimage.
Okay.
I haven't walked the full walkway. It's 5,000 steps long.
Why would someone count steps?
Yeah, because your phone automatically counts it.
Okay, I'm fine. No, because like, I mean, everybody has a different length of a step because it depends on the length of your legs, your posture, everything. So what kind of information do the steps tell me? Like the steps make sense when you're talking about stairs, but on a distance, what kind of information is that?
You know, it's steps.
Okay. Is it like feet?
It's steps.
It's like elbows.
Well, you know.
I think that's a
like
that's a measurement somewhere. Elbows.
Shoulders is a measurement.
Okay.
Shoulder width, that's a measurement.
Anyway, we are now loaded into the second of our maps. We are on Alcyone, 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 Alcyon, Alcyclone, Alcapone, Alligator, Alozar. Pick whichever version you want. Anyway, we are here on the map in the bottom left corner. We are looking at our blue Zerg player from Philippines. It is GeoHen.
And spotting over here in the top right hand corner of the map, spotting all the way in the top right, a bit of a shoulder width apart from his opponent. We are here in the top right hand corner of we have a red Terran player coming down from the land of Korea, going to be representing Clan Lauda. We have Roselia. And the masked waifu coming down here as a decal.
Yeah, we say.
Which I feel contrasts a little bit with the name of the clan.
No, no, you have to speak
They got
louder when you're in a mask, because otherwise they won't hear
Logic.
you. Yeah,
Okay, I see
there
that
you
now.
go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
clearly the origin of the clan. Clearly.
Exactly. Makes sense. The more you think about it. The more you think about it, the more it might hurt. But you know what? It makes sense.
And we have this first Reaper dancing with the Lynx already.
Yeah, doing a little back and forth. Not quite able to get as much damage done this time, but will confirm that's 3 hatcheries coming out from a GeoHen. Will confirm that it's going to be economic opener. Well, I say economic as it's a bit of an earlier Roach Horn coming out from him.
Oh, GeoHen is doing it again. He did that in the previous series that I casted. He's going for burrow roaches, but he doesn't get the lair. He just goes for burrow roaches.
Yeah. No tunneling claws, so these roaches aren't going to be able to move underground, but you know what? They regen quicker.
Yeah, just I mean, last time he tried it, he wasn't
force
really
the scan
able to
out.
use it as the tanks were already there. So like, you know, he couldn't really burrow anyway. But I mean, maybe this time. So
Yeah,
this
something you
super
can
is
utilize.
it's really persistent.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of shots off on this hatchery. Imagine if we have Wings of Liberty Reapers. As finally it does get chased away by the Queen.
I was waiting
think
for it to
GeoHen-
just kill the entire hatchery because
Yeah.
nobody would be bothered to deal with it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always halfway through.
it is gonna be a little bit easier to target down in a harass later on the line if Roselia so desires. We do have a little bit of a reveal, or these roaches do reveal themselves a little bit earlier on. So Roselia, back at home, going to be looking to defend, going to be looking to prepare against this. Already has a Banshee on the way. Going to be trying to buy some time with these Hellions.
Yeah, we have that burrow finally taking effect, but with the roaches coming in one by one, I don't know if that's the best way to engage this.
Yeah, the splash damage as well, actually going to be able to take out a couple of these roaches while they're burrowed. So now the Banshee is out, and this is going to be just about the end of this harass. Roaches are able to bust forward, are able to take out a couple of Hellions, but they are incredibly low. Now we even just scan and we take them out, keep them separated.
Yeah, well, this is a cheeky little strategy. It's definitely doing a lot of damage on Roselia. I mean, Terran has scanned. Like, they can find out the roaches pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're trading against the Hellions, so it's gonna make the harass that much weaker. But as you pointed out, Terran has scans. We can just take out the roaches while they're underground.
Oh, it looks like Roselia didn't notice those two though, and they were able to get 2 SCVs, but I don't think they're getting any more.
Yeah, now we just wait. Now we just wait for eBase to finish up, throw down a couple of turrets, and it'll be the end.
Oh, we got the third one.
Oh?
So cheeky. This is so
Yeah, and look at how
cheeky.
fast they regen.
Those 2 roaches.
4th SCV goes down, 5th SCV goes down, 6th. I can count.
The mule right on top of the roach.
Yeah, instead of a scan. Yeah, love to see it. Just a power play. You're like, yeah, I don't care about your roach. As the Banshee's
is
not
so
quite in
silly, I
position,
love
we'll
it.
just... Yeah.
Look,
This
I
one
could
roach gonna keep the entire territory reoccupied.
I could look at what is going on with the beards, but this is intense. I need to know what happens to this one roach.
It's regenning. It's fully healed.
It is.
But you can do about it. Well, apparently, oh,
It's still
not
alive.
quite able to kill it. It's regenning.
Like Roselia is so focused on muling that he's not scanning.
Yeah, I
doesn't-
gotta admire just the sheer commitment to not scanning here.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to waste the energy, right?
Exactly. You want to mine. What if you need to use that scan across the map? You know.
Yeah. It scans the third base, actually.
We also. We also don't have any missile turrets being thrown down.
Oh, hold on.
So,
GeoHen, wait for the moment. The whole army is leaving.
It's about to pop. Once you pop, you know, you can't stop.
Okay. I think we're waiting for the army to actually leave. The tank is in range, I'm pretty sure. But if it shoots, it also shoots the SCVs though.
Exactly. That's way more friendly fire. And you know what? That's not just damage. That's not just dead SCVs. That's also guilt. The tank is gonna have to live with itself. Well. But you know what? The tank can still get friendly fire.
True. We have to know this. I know there's an army moving towards the third base, but we have to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's waiting.
Wait for the turret to finish up, and actually not that much friendly fire, so
I didn't take any
no more
of the
SCVs
SCVs.
go down. But you know what? Behind all of that, GeoHen was building up his roach forces, and now he is pushing in. That's a massive concave bio, though.
Yeah, those are just roaches. There are no ravagers in this army, and we are only now working on the upgrades for these roaches, so they're definitely not the army you want against all of these marines.
Yeah, tank is exposed, and that's going to allow the roaches of GeoHen to pick up a tank, which is always nice. You know, taking out these tanks before the Terran army pushes out is always going to pay off big time. Gonna allow you to defend a little bit easier.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's another brilliant use of burrow, by the way.
We do lose a lot of roaches for this though, unfortunately, as the army of GeoHen is being chased by the Terran.
Yeah, Roselia, he's had enough. He's starting to stake his claim, push out, and be active on the map. Behind all of this harass, GeoHen has had full map control though, and he has made full use of it. He's now up to 2, 4, 5 bases versus the 3 of Roselia.
Oh yeah, GeoHen has been expanding like crazy behind this. I mean, he was keeping the entire Terran army in the base because of that single roach, so he had the time to do so.
Yeah, might as well. Aggression is not just aggressive, it also leads you open, allows you to be greedy as well. GeoHen pushing in once again, Baneling speed just finished up. These medevacs are so low on energy, so every stim from Roselia is gonna hurt.
GeoHen really was trying to set up those Baneling mines, but Roselia just not fighting this.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Meanwhile, Roselia not quite with his final form. Again, he only has 1 tank to work with, but that's still a massive Bioterran ball with a lot of Marauders. Banelings try to connect with the Marines, but they do get sniped in the end. Banelings move a little bit too far to the back. They will get a connection in the end, but a lot of the rest of GeoHen's army does get punished as a result of that. This base should fall.
I mean, we have to keep in mind that this bio army is actually quite damaged from all the hits and steams that it's been getting, but I don't know if it's enough against this roach army. I mean, it will try its best and maybe actually we'll be able to clean this up.
Yeah, we'll get chased back in the end against the reinforcing roaches, but Roselia trades very, very well there. Takes out a base, is able to trade decently against the roaches, but GeoHen, now flexing his massive economy, is starting to remax, can go for that counterattack. Behind all of this, also getting that Ultra Den.
Oh my, we got straight to Ultras. I say straight, but like, we spent a lot of time just looking at the single round.
Yeah. We took the scenic route, you know, to get to Ultras.
Yeah.
It's still technically a direct route, but
yeah. I mean, we got all the okay. Honestly, what are we missing? We have no lurker then yet, and no hydras. Okay.
Yeah, no Spire, so.
No Spire. Okay.
But I guess if you go Expire, you're not typically go into Ultras.
I mean, look, Papa Panda would.
Yeah. No, Papa Panda would throw in Nidus. He burrow Ultra. Yo, burrowed Ultras.
True. Burrow is
on.
on.
Yeah, that's something that's available right now for GeoHen.
So yeah, the landmines are still here. I was just checking.
Yeah, we're waiting. We're watching, and we're waiting. Roselia not moving in that direction just yet. Just going to be rebuilding this army, getting to the next phase. 33 now on the way. Liberators are in production. No Ghost Academy. So it's going to be difficult here for Roselia. You know, as the saying goes, when you get into the late game as turn, you're going to need Ghosts to deal with Lurkers, you're going to need Ghosts to deal with Ultras, you're going to need Ghosts to deal with Brute Lords, to deal with Infestors. It's very tricky, you know, handling a late game Terran army.
Yeah, the late game Terran army is so complicated.
Yeah. You need Ghosts.
Okay.
So I do appreciate the Baneling split from GeoHen.
There are the mines everywhere now.
Yeah.
Like if Roselia,
Just wait.
if Roselia decides to go this way, like he will step on one of them, right?
Yeah, at the very least. Liberators do get immediately battled down. They were stacked one on top of each other.
Oh
But not before they do get a couple of good hits out. My mistake, I thought we didn't have a Ghost Academy, but we actually do.
Yeah,
we actually did, and Roselia has been building a couple of Ghosts.
I also just realized this army is like 90% Marauders.
You'll love to see it. Which is, yeah, gonna be doubly effective against Banelings and against Ultralists here. You know, not a lot of Hydras, not a lot of Lings in this army, so Marines aren't gonna be too effective here. Unfortunately, we do get a scan, and we do reveal the Banelings, but you know, it was a nice little trick while it lasted.
I mean, GeoHen is really trying to make it work, but it's just not happening. He still has a few more, so this is not all. So yeah, Roselia a bit too aware, to you know, too careful about not stepping on any of those, and we won't be able to see some.
Yeah, unfortunately, Roselia's eyes are open.
So yeah, cool. Yeah. Also, we got a Lurker then and a Hydra then.
Alright, the bingo card. We're starting to fill it in.
Yeah, you can cross that off your bingo, so now we're just missing Spire, I think.
Yeah, Spire and then eventually Greater Spire.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of implied, right? If you're getting Spire. At this stage of Zerg anyway, if you're getting Spire, it's a Greater Spire.
He's getting Spire! He's getting
there
two
we
of
go!
them.
2 Spires, so at least one of them's going to be a Greater Spire. I cannot believe the Planetary Fortress survived, but GeoHen does rectify his mistake, does turn around and take it out, but he also takes a lot of volleys. Sniped on the Ultras will make short work of them. All of the Ultras get taken out, and Roselia has options right now. Roselia can chase down this army, or he can chill and rebuild his economy.
Not the best way to approach this Liberator, as Sami won't be able to get too far, but the Banelings do, and they take down 19 SCVs with them.
Yeah, now we're down to 47 workers right now of Roselia. He does not have a 4th base at all. I feel like he just needs to go.
Even here.
Our Baneling, he really wants to make it work.
One day, one of them will work, okay? One of them.
Yeah, soon TM. So you have a very high-tech Terran army making its way across the map. GeoHen now remaxing, but not quite in his final form yet. Not quite in position to go for a full 360 surround.
And this army has much more Ravagers now, so they will be nice for sniping, but we're moving in.
Yeah, so we move in. Blinding Cloud on top of the tank is going to be very, very, very effective. The Ghosts come in and they do get a lot of snipes on top of the Ultras. I think just enough of them do survive, however, to chase this Terran army back. But not enough of them survive to wipe out the Terran army.
Yeah, the Terran keeps pushing forward. We have Liberators setting up now as well, so it will be that much harder to approach.
Yeah, and the Biles actually do end up missing over here. Finally, the Liberator goes down. There's another Liberator behind all of this. That being said, Roselia, all he has is all he's got. He is rebuilding some of his forces, but his economy is absolutely in shambles right now. He cannot afford to trade. He needs to win the engagements. Compared to GeoHen, who can trade.
Yeah, but I mean, he can, but his army doesn't look all that scary right now. He's waiting for the Banelings to morph.
Yeah, waiting for the Banelings, waiting for the Lonkers. Liberator somehow survives behind all of this.
Yeah, but now that the Zerg army is remaxing, like, Roselia knows that he can't really stay in this position, like, he is being enclosed by all these ramps here. We'll try to maybe reinforce, maybe find a better way to attack, but As you said, this is not looking that great because he cannot reinforce quite as fast as the Zerg.
That he cannot. He's going to creep. It's something. Yeah, but now he's even forced to lift his main over to his 4th. Massive Ling run by. Gonna be taking out whatever remains of Roselia's army. I mean, it's economy, I should say. It's not a very big economy, but
it's honest work.
Are just gonna try to. It's honest work, yeah.
So even burrowing the Zerglings on the ramp.
Yeah, because why the hell not? Lurker's gonna burrow right in position, splitting the army in 2, and that is gonna be all she wrote. G is called GeoHen. Gonna be tearing up our series sideways 1-1 with some cheeky burrow play. Really forcing a lot of attention really forcing a lot of attention from his Terran opponent and allowing him to have full map control and get a lot of bases up very quickly.
Yeah, that was very interesting play there from GeoHen. Like, that seems like kind of like the ace in his sleeve that he likes to use, like, you know, a bit of a cheeky play, something that most players don't do, so, you know, definitely can catch your opponent off guard.
Yeah, and as we saw here from Roselia as well, it's because it's something that you don't see too often. Sometimes it leads to your opponent just tunnel visioning a little bit too much on it. It was one roach. It was one roach that denied Roselia from doing typical Terran things in a TVZ, you know, moving out with a double medevac drop and just gaining that map control. Only takes one.
I was honestly quite surprised that Roselia didn't just go, you know?
Yeah.
That, like, Roselia didn't just, like, leave to Banshees and just you know, let it be.
It's a moral thing, it's a pride thing, you know? You can't just allow that roach to stay back at home. You gotta punish it. So now, getting ready. Blown to game number 3, our final semi-final match of the evening.
Indeed. And the third game of our semi-final will be happening on Side Delta.
On vacation. Oh,
I actually like the decoration of this map.
and the palm trees and everything.
Yeah, I like the bright maps. Okay.
Yeah, I like the bright maps because that's what my eyes like.
But anyway, we are now in game 3 of our semi-final of Master Swan Open number 82, our monthly 4.7k Master Tournament. And we are looking at the first of our players. In the red, we have our Zerg player from Philippines. It is GeoHen.
And spawning over here at the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left, but also sending out a couple of SCVs on vacation. We have our blue Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He's of course going to be representing his clan louder. He's going to make you scream with these proxy 2 racks. We have Roselia.
In fact, there's a third SCV on the way.
Yep.
Nice position behind the reeds as well.
Yeah, the initial 2 might get scouted, but you know, what about the third? Think about it.
So yeah, Roselia, after seeing the last game and how overwhelming it was, Roselia's like, no, we're ending this week, okay?
Yeah, can't be dealing with that. I see your burrow play, and I wager you proxy play. We do have an overlord moving slowly into position. No!
He was looking for something in the third base, but it didn't go farther, and yeah, in fact, this will be unscouted.
Yeah, for now, as there's always a possibility that Roselia reveals his hand with these Marines, but might be too late. As the bunkers are already on the way.
I mean,
Boys have been forced off the line.
at least GeoHen was alerted to this by seeing those SCVs passing by, but he's not quite able to get the workers. Oh, one of them will be getting sniped.
Yeah, one of them, two of them, three of them, three of them.
Oh, just barely.
Yeah, the Marines. I don't know what those Marines were doing. They were caught up by the Overlord, I suppose, and yeah, just worked here to save the SCVs. That might have just cost you. That could possibly have just cost Roselia the game.
Yeah, neither of the three bunkers will be finishing, and I mean, GeoHen still has to be careful because those are still Marines and they will reinforce quite fast, but without the bunkers, they're not that much stronger.
That they really are not. Best Roselia can really do at this point is to just contain GeoHen, but this was a very committed proxy coming out from Roselia, so he needs to do a lot more damage than that, and because of that, we see some boys getting pulled. Not all the boys.
On attack move as well, so they are just attacking the Zerglings.
Yeah, weakening them up, softening them up. Before we really get into position. Now, Roselia has been able to keep all of his Marines alive, which is super important. He takes out the Overlord as well. We're just going to supply block GeoHen quite a bit. SCV coming into buffer. Boys once again forced off the line. But the Spine Crawler will stand strong. And only 3 drones go down here for GeoHen.
Yeah, GeoHen basically has 2 base economy, while Roselia is on 11 workers and like kinda lost the SCVs needlessly there without getting any
put all the boys.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Should have pulled all the boys. There we go. Should have done this a little bit sooner, but you know what? Better late than never.
Yeah, but the thing is that at this point GeoHen just has more boys.
Yeah. But Roselia has man with gun.
Yeah, but GeoHen has queens.
Yeah.
He has girls with spines.
Yeah. But Roselia, he pulled the boys.
Okay, let's go turn.
Alright, we are starting to move on forward. Spinecrawler will get targeted down. Will get taken out. The boys of GeoHen will fall. Second Spinecrawler not ready just yet. Workers are dying left and right. We need stronger protection. Labor protection.
Yeah, I mean, man with gun is still pretty good, so the Zerglings will have to help out, but they can't really get to them.
The last of Transfuses does get popped. Zerglings do start to fall. We starting to go down, but look at all these reinforcing Zerglings. Great starter stepping coming out though from Roselia. Looks like he just barely has enough. Question mark?
Yeah, just barely, but GeoHen can still bunker up in the main base. Meanwhile, Roselia has 0 workers. He cannot mine at all. So this is the entire army we will see.
I don't think it's a normal command either, so no mules available as well. Queens is starting to fall though, and it looks like Roselia has just about done it. GG is called in an ace match that went down to the wire. Roselia is able to take that series 2-1.
Yeah, that was incredibly close there. Like
yeah, GeoHen, I think
it really looked like GeoHen will be able to hold it, but in the end, just the number of Marines was just overwhelming.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was the commitment coming out here from Roselia. GeoHen honestly did a really fantastic job in the early game. He lost, I think, as little as possible. Yeah, sure, he lost 2 Overlords, which was kind of unfortunate, but was able to keep that Spinecrawler alive, was able to completely deny the bunkers of GeoHen, of Roselia, sorry. So GeoHen was defending really, really well until he wasn't. Until the final moment when Roselia really just committed everything, pulled every single boy across the map, and was able to take the W. GG. That was an incredibly close ace match.
Yeah.
And one that I'm glad to have been able to witness.
Yeah, this was still really nice. As you said, really close series in general, like really good games. I mean, in both of our semi-finals actually, we got some really good games. And with that, we will be moving on to our finals. However,
we have it confirmed. Yeah.
okay, let's introduce the players of the finals.
Yeah, we have it confirmed. It's going to be a TVP on our hands. Roselia versus Rombuzz. So it's a little bit of an R versus R coming down. But before that, we have a special little ritual that we like to do here in our events, or at least our amateur events.
We just take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, we will have that break.
Perfect setup. But I guess we will be taking a short 5-minute break. We'll give our players 5-minute break as well. And right after the break, we will be back with the random participant raffle. So if you took part, or maybe you're just curious what's gonna happen and want to see what happens in those finals, then make sure to join us in just 5 short minutes.
Fingers crossed I was able to rig the raffle good enough.
Shaking my head.
We'll see you then.
And welcome back! We are back. We are about to play our finals of Master Swan Open number 82, the monthly Master Tournament. But before we do that, we have something special.
Indeed, we do a nice little ritual that we have here in our tournaments. It's going to be the random raffle. Any player who signed up, checked in, and played out their first series today is eligible and get that additional 5 USD. Fingers crossed, it's me.
Oh yeah, because Yaku did play in this, so there is a slight chance that he may get it.
Yeah,
so
it's a 1 in 8.
I mean, we have 9 players today, so one of those 9 players, one of those 9 players will be getting that random raffle. So as a reminder, any player that has played a single full series is eligible. So, you know, obviously no-shows are not eligible. People who were walked over are not eligible. But anyone who has played their match, no matter if they won or lost, they are part of this random raffle.
Indeed, they are. And without further ado, let's get our drum roll going.
So, the winner of this month's raffle for Master Swan Open is Rombuzz.
God, GG.
So one of our
congratulations,
finalists. Yeah, again, the raffle is completely random, so it can be a finalist, it can be somebody from the first round, but this time it is Rombuzz, so he will be going away from this tournament $5 richer.
Yeah, at the very least. Well, wait, how's math? Because, okay, so finalist, it's either if you win, at the very least $10 richer, potentially $15 richer.
I mean, yeah, technically correct.
The best kind.
But with that, we are getting ready for our series.
Indeed, we are. It's going to be a best of 5. It's going to be a grand finals to determine who, once and for all, who is going to be the Master Swan number 83 Open.
Apparently I cannot spell. It's okay.
Look, nobody can. Oh.
Oh. Too late. Oh no.
Well.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
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 Look. Look. Look.
I'm looking. It looks like my eyes are closed, but I'm looking.
Shaking my head. We are now loading into the first of our maps. It is Ghost River. And in the top left corner we have the red Terran player representing Lauder and Korea. It is Roselia.
And spawning over here in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. Another Polish Protoss player. You'll love to see him coming out. We have... Oh, okay. Some confirmation. We have our representing Berserker Esports. We have Rombuzz. Requesting a best of 3 rather than a best of 5, which of course we are willing to accommodate.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine with us, as both players seem to be willing for that.
Yeah, does mean that we'll be able to get to our meals quicker.
I mean, true. But also what? Roselia was saying that it is getting kinda late for him, and you know, it looks like Rombuzz also has things to do.
Yeah,
so...
it looks like Roselia isn't a degen.
Outrageous.
As he does
a StarCraft player, not a degen?
Yeah, as he does, apparently, as he was informing us as we were getting into game, gets ready for bed at around 9-ish p.m.
I mean, to be fair, maybe he had a long day, you know, maybe he got early, maybe he was doing stuff. So, you know, sometimes you just have to go, you know. Just
when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Like your energy is just down and just can't do anything.
Yeah, and unfortunately, most of the rest of the world doesn't have their iced coffee, so.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Although they do have hot sex over in Korea, so.
True. They also have Pocari Sweat.
They do.
I'm very jealous. You do too, Yaku. So you're not one to speak.
Yeah, we have Pocari Sweat powder as well.
Like, Pocari Sweat is not a thing in Europe. Like, I found like one website somewhere in Germany that could get it.
It's close enough. Well, I say it's close enough, but yeah, you would have to rely on Deutsche Rail, so.
Yeah. I mean, it was a shipping store anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to buy a full-on crate.
Yeah, you have to buy a crate in German. I don't remember how to do that.
Yeah. And then you have to carry it all the way back to Poland.
By foot.
Exactly. Or by sled dog, depending on the time of the year.
Oh, sled dog. Yaku, we don't get snow anymore. It's sad.
Aww. Feels bad. Anyway, we do have a little bit of a cheeky 3-Rex getting set up here by Roselia, whereas Rombuzz is doing typical PvT things, which is to get blink.
Yeah, also has this adept here for harassment, or it got some SCVs, and another one is about to fall down. It looks.
Uh-oh. Yeah, doesn't want to commit to the shade just yet. Not when there are 3 Marines over there. It's much more valuable, I think, for Roselia, or at least Rombuzz, for the sake. It's much more valuable for Rombuzz to just keep the adept alive, I believe, and just keep it, strike fear into the heart of Roselia, and be like, yeah, at any point, I could shade into your main.
You could.
I even knew about it. It forces some of these SCVs to just kind of freak out.
Yeah, they're actually just getting a panic attack. That's what happens.
Exactly. You think it's pathing. Oh. It's not. Shade does finish up, however, just a little bit too slow to cancel that. So, yeah, in the end, the adept will fall, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we are getting Blink together with a War Prism. So it looks like we'll be getting aggressive.
Yep. It's not just the old, I'm getting Blink to defend against drop. I'm getting Blink because it's a very versatile way to get into the mid game. It's, I'm getting Blink so that you get blunked.
Okay, I was waiting where that sentence is gonna end. Not quite what I expected.
I'm gonna get Blink, and you'll miss it.
Uh-huh. And it looks like for now that Warp is for reinforcements. And unfortunately Roselia does spot it, so...
The War Prism looked a little bit exposed, but Rombuzz quick to react. No, the War Prism again! Oh, okay. Once again, Rombuzz is on top of things. He's going to be moving it down, and he does scout how committed the push is here from Roselia. That's boys being pulled. Those are tanks as well. I do appreciate the... No, the War Prism goes down! I was going to say, I do appreciate the attempt earlier on to try to pick off the tanks, and those Marines are in the back line, and so those tanks are a little bit too exposed. One of them will go down to the Stalkers.
I think what we have learned is that Roselia is tired, and Roselia chose violence. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish this series in 5 minutes. And we get full aggression. Marines are just walking straight in. Even some boys were pulled. And sure, we are losing the workers, but Roselia is committing to this attack.
Yeah. This is a push that's designed to kill your Protoss opponent. He is still droning up back at home, or he is still making SCV, so he is thinking about how to transition out of this, but he's still very committed, and he needs to deal more damage than what he's dealt so far.
I mean, he did take down the Immortal, which was nice, but both the tanks are down. The bio is being cleaned up, and the Protoss base still stands. We have some reinforcements of SCVs.
Yeah, the rest of the boys have been pulled, but is it going to be enough? The tanks did fall earlier on, and
yeah, I think
Marines
Roselia
are
is
heavily overstimmed.
I think Roselia is a bit too committed. Like, sure, this will cause quite a lot of chaos in the base of the Protoss, but I don't think it's enough. And Roselia thinks so too. And GG's out. Rombuzz is taking game number 1.
GG. Very strong defense towards the end there. Very committed attack coming out from Roselia, but a couple of maneuvers from the side of Rombuzz was did allow him to get a couple of pickoffs here and there, which were just enough to keep him alive, and just enough for him to preserve, at the very least, the Stalkers.
Yeah, like, the Immortal sure might have gone down, but we still had the Stalkers, we still had the Sim City, like the base itself was not that much damage. And, yeah, that was enough.
Indeed, it was. GG. Very short game number 1, and as a reminder, we are going to be playing out a best of 3 as opposed to a best of 5, as that's what our players requested. So there's potential for this to be a very short series. My eyes are going to be a lot more on Roselia moving forward, not only because it's his map pick, as we do have Luz's pick here as our format, but my eyes are going to be Roselia because just based on how game number 1 went, it looks like he is choosing violence. You know, what's the opposite of waking up and choosing violence? Choosing violence and going to bed? That's what Roselia is planning to do.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Roselia is on that, like, you know what, I'm just gonna finish this tournament as quick as possible. I'm just going all in, and if you can't hold it, then you can't hold it.
Yeah. And if you do hold it, then you do hold it. If I lose, I lose. Already won the... Oh, wait, no. Rombuzz won the raffle. I might...
Yeah, Rombuzz did win the raffle. So even if he loses this series, I think he's getting the same money.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But anyway, we have loaded into the second map of our series. We are on Oceanborn. And in the bottom right corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Terran player representing Louder. From Korea, it is Roselia.
And spawning over here in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way into the top left. We have our blue Protoss player coming out from the land of Poland, those good old Polish Protoss players. Not repping that pink, unfortunately, so not a pink Polish Protoss player. Nor purple either, so not a purple Polish Protoss player. Blue, I mean, this kind of sounds like it's a P. We have, representing Berserker Esports, it's Rombuzz, or Rombuzz. Once again, my eyes are just glued to that top left-hand side of the screen, specifically on the red boxes. Just want to see how many Raxes get thrown down here from Roselia, just because that was a very committed aggression coming out early on in game number 1, but that was also Ghost River, so might be a map-dependent thing, might not be.
Yeah, I feel
the only
like
way we'll confirm
there was this little thing. I don't know if you noticed. You can tell which servers Roselia is playing on because as soon as the probe got into the main base, like he immediately just hugs the geyser.
Yep.
Do not touch the geyser.
Don't touch my gas. Yeah, that's
Like,
yeah, something you want to be. You never want to get your gas stolen in general, but especially when you're playing with a little bit of ping, you gotta take that extra precaution. I never get my gas stolen anymore.
I've actually been stealing some gases on ladder lately. I have returned to that just because it's funny, because people are so like baffled whenever they see it.
It's like, why would you do this?
How would I not do this?
You realize that this is wasting your resources.
Yeah, and then they get so confused that they just completely mess up the build. It's perfect.
Yeah. They just keep like, we need to examine this. We need to analyze what's going on.
It's like, if you're doing this, that means you're planning something. You know something that I don't.
It's like, yeah, I am planning something. It's the exact same thing I would have done anyway.
Yeah.
The joys of being a drone. Anyway, yeah, I was seeing the same build coming out from Roselia.
Yeah, so we will be focusing on that aggression again. We have those 3 racks coming up. We have the second base, but you know, it's just gonna be there. Probably to make more SCVs to pull.
Exactly, that's what the boys are for.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if that works on Rombuzz this time. I mean, it didn't work in game 1, so we'll see.
Well, it didn't work in game 1 because he only pulled like 5 boys, is the thing. This time, if he pulls all 30.
Roselia also did snipe the War Prism, so he did stop the attack from Rombuzz successfully.
Yeah. Sniped that, but unfortunately did lose one of his tanks as well early on in the push.
Yeah, so if maybe he can, like, you know, fix that little mistake, maybe he can go much better. He already gets the Adept, so the Adept gets nothing.
Yeah, nice little bit of starter stepping. I have to wonder if scouting this tank is going to be enough of a tell here for Rombuzz. As he is getting the Observer, I have to keep my eye peeled and see if he gets a Warp Prism behind this, because for them now, it seemed like he was going to be taking more of a defensive posture, but maybe not with that Warp Prism.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, for now the units of Rombuzz are staying at the base, so maybe he's checking what's going on with that Observer. Maybe he's still deciding if he wants to be aggressive or not, but yeah, he will definitely try to see if he can do something across the map.
Yeah, we're right now working off of 3 gates, so it's not a full commitment into Blink aggression. I think Rombuzz, with that Observer, has scouted what's going on, and so now it's time to move across the map with these Stalkers. Try to stop the push before it happens.
I mean, the thing is, because those tanks are on the front, they are not in the main base, they are not in the natural, there is no defenses there.
That there is not. Rombuzz hasn't scouted that though, unfortunately. The Observer not quite in position to deal with that. A couple of Marines do start to get picked off. Nice little bit of damage here with the Stalkers. Oh, the tank!
The tank? A tank goes
Overexposed
down.
we'll get picked off, and now we have the full commitment of boys. Marine's gonna be hugging that tank as they move their way around. SCV's going for a sandwich, question mark?
I guess, yeah, sandwiching SCV is going for the stalkers, I guess.
Yeah,
The Warpiece is not even moving,
it
it's very confused about what it is seeing.
Yeah, it's not even sieged.
Yeah, but this is a nice position for Rombuzz, and the Immortal is out as well, which will help dealing with these tanks.
Yeah, they will. They can really soak up a number of shots, or not if they get targeted down by the Marines, though. And the concave of Stalkers is nice, but we also have two tanks in the back line here from Roselia. Stim just finished up, and we do pop one of them. Tanks somehow able to stay alive behind all of this. Now Rombuzz forced to pull the boys, but I'm not convinced it's going to be enough.
Yeah, Roselia just barely is able to save one of these tanks and unpowers the robo, so there are no more Immortals coming. It's just these Stalkers and the probes. And it looks like the Terran, at the very least, is taking the natural.
Yeah, a decent amount of damage dealt. Obviously, this is hyper committed, so Roselia more than just needs to at the very least cripple this Protoss economy. Rombuzz was able to seek out a third base behind all of this, so he recalls over there to go for a flank.
Yeah, the flanking probes are taking down the tanks. Both of the tanks are down, and the probes are left to deal with this bio army, but I don't think the workers alone will be able to do it.
Yeah, GG gets called, and Roselia going to be able to tie things up sideways 1-1. What'd I tell you? You just need to commit more into getting more boys.
Clearly, that's the way to go.
Clearly.
I mean, it worked.
It did. And that's math. Can't argue with that. No, but I think Rombuzz kind of had the right idea towards the end there. I mean, it was a very quick end to that game. But going in with the flank, with the probes as well to take out the tanks, that was a pretty good move. I think after that, he needed to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a fancy move as well, because he actually had to recall to surround the army, which is very fun. But yeah, like in the end, like he dealt with the tanks, which was nice, but like after he dealt with the tanks, there was nothing left to clean it up.
Yeah. Fortunately not. Stalkers did take a lot of damage. He was getting charged behind all of that, but unfortunately, because he lost all those workers, he didn't really have money to get enough zealots, I should say, to really clean up the rest of the bio. And with that, it's been about 10-15 minutes, and now we're on our ace match.
Yeah, as a reminder, both players agreed that this will be a best of 3. So this will be the match deciding this month's tournament.
Here we go. Who's it gonna be?
As we are loaded into Side Delta, Ellie, and we are looking at our red Terran player from Korea, representing Lauder. It is Roselia.
And spawning over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right, we of course have our blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Poland. He is of course going to be representing Berserker Esports, the winner of this week's raffle. We have Rombuzz. I felt like that was like cool to interesting to point out, you know.
The fact that you didn't win the raffle, yeah.
Yeah, means I didn't rig it good enough.
That's the only reason why you're playing, right? To get the raffle.
Exactly. That was the plan. The plan kind of fell. Yeah, just didn't work out. Sometimes the math is just not in your favor. Oh, the SUV will fall, but so will the probe, but so will the SUV.
So, in whose favor was the math then?
Okay, so one SUV is within one.
As we leave Yaku with this problem.
5.
Yeah, then carry on 1.
You forward on 1, and then you account for time, but then you have to wind resistance. And then there's the force exertion.
Yes.
And the plus and the minus. Cost of fuel, and then that's the 5 and 3. Tires. I think Rombuzz came out on top.
Okay. As Rombuzz is going for a Twilight Council.
Yeah, so once again, similar things coming out from our Protoss player at the very least, but very different approach coming out here from Roselia.
Yeah,
I don't see a
Roselia.
second or a third rats.
Roselia already getting some nice damage with this Reaper though. Already 2 probes going down.
Yeah, it's not something you
oh.
would typically want to allow here, as the Reaper will somehow be able to make it out of here.
Just
Juking and
barely.
jiving against this Adept, yep.
Just barely juked, and Roselia is able to save the Reaper against the Adept, despite the shade even, so really nicely done. And with 2 kills as well.
Not too bad, not too bad. That's 1 for each arm.
Yes,
That's
we confirmed that Reapers have 2 arms.
Oh, but now we have 3, so that's how... Okay, so...
Oh no.
1.5 for each arm.
Good job, Jakub.
Yeah.
So what is Roselia preparing this time? Oh, hold on, it's more
This time
racks.
it's 113. It's a 1-1. No, 3-1-1. Yeah. I can count.
I mean, it's 1, 1, 1, 2.
3.
Steal mode?
So 1-1-1 plus 2. Yeah, 1-1-1 plus 2. No, wait. Because plus 2 is the upgrade. It's a 1-1-1. And then 1. And then 1.
But they were built at the same time.
Slightly faster, one of them.
Meanwhile,
So it's
this time we have a Raven, which is something we have not seen in any of our games today.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising, honestly. Well, I saw a lot of Ravens when I played against Roselia, but
yeah, there you go.
surprised.
Like, I guess this is the first TVP we cast, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, so it makes sense. We've only seen turn players up against Zerg players, at least on stream so far. So there's really no real reason to make Ravens against a Zerg player.
Yeah, meanwhile we have this Stalkers trying to poke around, but there is the army on the front, so won't be able to get too much done. We also have Charge on the way, so I guess we will be seeing Zealots.
Oh, a lot of Zealots. Yeah, I don't believe... Okay, so we have the Robo facility already up, so... Yeah, we're mostly waiting for a Warp Prism to see how Rombuzz chooses to proceed from here.
Yeah, we also have Blink ready, so I guess with this Observer they will be able to go up, but the Raven is already prepared for that, so there will be no blinking into the main base.
Yeah, Marines already in position to take out the Observer, Raven over there to provide that protection. They're moving!
No, Roselia! No, he was so prepared and then moved away at the wrong moment.
Was so prepared until he wasn't, and because of that, going to be a massive delay on combat shields at the very least. He is still building up behind us, hasn't swapped the add-ons around on that starport, so only producing 1 medevac at a time, but maybe that's all it takes, potentially?
Yeah,
Stim and a medevac or 2.
Yeah, fortunately for Roselia that wasn't like huge damage. Like sure it's annoying, but like it's not the end of the game to lose that 1 upgrade. So it could have been much worse, but like that it sure must hurt when like you were so prepared for the blinky and then literally the second you move away, that's where they come.
You're telling me. Yeah, it's it's something that you kind of kick yourself after you watch the replay when you see it happen live. But Sim did just finish up, and so we're mostly waiting for a second medevac here. Roselia's... I cannot believe this. Roselia's making a third.
Oh, so we're not finishing the game early. I mean, I say that, but we are moving out right now.
Indeed, we are. Just a pretty classic stim +1 timing. It's supposed to be a stim combat shield timing, but of course we know how that ended up going here for Roselia. So stim +1, and that's a lot of boys being pulled.
Oh boy. So you were saying about Roselia not being as aggressive anymore.
He's still finishing that third.
Yeah, but the boys. The fair would be empty.
Oh, you know what it is? The third is to build more boys.
Ah, now it makes sense. But we have so many High Templars here, and the storm has finished.
Anti-armor missile going to be landing on the High Templar, but there are no Terran units in range to actually take him out before storms land. We see the entire Terran army pretty much being cut in half here. Supply being cut completely in half, and I just don't see Roselia building any more momentum to keep this push going or doing enough damage to recover even with that third base. GG is called, and Rombuzz is going to be our... taking that series 2-1, gonna be our Master Swan number 83. As well as our raffle winner.
Yeah.
G. Very solid defense coming out here from Rombuzz. It did look like he, despite not necessarily switching up too much here against Roselia, at least not when it came to his build, it did feel like he was a lot better prepared this time. After game number 1, he just knew, you're being aggressive, all I have to do is defend. And defend. And defend.
Yeah, that was nicely done there by Rombuzz. And the moment when you said that, like after the storms, when the half of the army disappeared, it was actually all of the boys.
Yeah.
It was all the SCVs going down to the
painful.
storm.
Bye boys. Feels bad. Yeah, that's kind of the point of pulling the boys, right? Is that you want them to buffer against units, but there is no buffer against storms specifically.
Yeah. So unfortunately for Roselia, he was trying his best there, but in the end, Rombuzz will be taking it. He will be the champion of Master Swan Open number 82. As a reminder, this is a monthly tournament, so there will be next edition in July. The exact date currently, I don't have the calendar on me. Let me see if I can maybe... the next Master Swan Open is currently planned for 27th of July. But before that, we will be having...
like a month from now.
Yeah, like around a month. But before that, we also will be having Ducklings Open on the 13th, which is for Diamond and below. So if you are Diamond and below, you can also sign up for that. You can also sign up for Master Swan Open. So basically, the lower ranked players have essentially 2 amateur tournaments every month, while the Masters players only have the 1. I mean, it's just the balance of things, but it's also harder for the Diamonds to play in the Swan one. So, you know,
it's pretty easy to play in MSO. It's just hard to win.
Yeah, exactly. So either way, if you are eligible, you can sign up for those tournaments. Meanwhile, if you are above those ranks, but you still want to participate in our tournaments, we do have Sparkling Tuna Cup tomorrow. Right? Yes, we have Sparkling Tuna Cup tomorrow, which is open to everyone. It's a weekly tournament open to all players from all regions, all levels. You don't even have the games played, because in the amateur tournaments we require games to make sure that everybody's on the level, but for Sparking Tuna Cup there are no games required, so you can play, and even if you don't win, you may still be the winner of the raffle, so hey.
Yeah. As long as I don't rig it in my favor.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. I mean, once Yaku learns math, maybe we'll think about it. I don't know.
a
And-
thing?
No, but like
That's too much work.
Yep.
I
The
give
apple
up.
is completely random, so you know. There is a chance Yaku wins it eventually, maybe one day.
Yeah,
But
the
not
map
today.
says eventually.
Eventually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, yeah, that is all for our tournament of today. We don't have a second cast planned right now because the World Team League is not here today. There is GSL going on, I believe it's still on, so no spoilers in the chat. We will be watching that later, but for now, Yaku, would you like to introduce yourself to the chat, to say any closing words for today?
I feel like they all know who I am.
Okay.
But
Alright.
twitch.tv/yakuzaku1. I haven't streamed in a year. Now I think about it. Twitch.tv/yakuzaku1. Twitter.com@EmporiaYakuzaku. Now on Blue Sky, just Yakuzaku. So that's a thing you can find me on. You can also find me drowning in the job search.
Yeah.
If you were wondering.
You're drowning in offers, is what you're saying, yeah?
Exactly.
That's good. So yeah, if you want to hire Yakuzaku, he's here. You still have that Fiverr on, whatever, right?
I think I do. I still need to reactivate it.
Ah, okay. So yeah, for those wondering, like, Yaku used to have a service where he can read things for you. So if you're interested in some, I don't know if you can call it voice acting because it's more like reading, right?
Yeah, it's more like voiceover as opposed to acting.
Yeah, voiceover.
Hey, if you want me to act, that's an option as well.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the voice, then make sure to message Yaku about that. But other than that, yeah, make sure to follow Yaku around, as maybe eventually he will stream one day. Meanwhile, I'm Kuro, also known as 16 Squad Sanseki, and I hope I can stream on Twitch eventually. I don't know about YouTube because of some technical issues, but I will try to stream on Twitch one day when I have the time.
Those storms, the Polish storms coming up.
Yeah. But with that, we will see you guys for our next cast tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow we will be seeing Light, and tomorrow is our open tournament, so if you want to sign up for that, then feel free. Meanwhile, with that, we will be finishing for now.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Time to go watch GSL.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Woo!
Bye.